Georgia.
Fire hoses are coming out to try to get the fans off the field.
The Dogs have won in overtime.
Get away from me, man.
Cam Newton unflappable.
A miracle in Burton Hair.
Bring this passion back.
Every drive, every play, every moment.
Auburn and Georgia today between the hedges. As we take a look at the Bud Light Kickoff Spotlight, this is the 129th edition of the Deep South's oldest rivalry. They first met in 1892 in FBS football. Only Minnesota and Wisconsin have met more often. They'll play for a 134th time this season. Georgia's won 7 in a row. Auburn a 1-game edge all time here, but they've lost 8 straight here in Athens. A moment ago, Molly McGrath with Auburn coach Hugh Freeze.
Coach, you said it yourself. Turnovers have been crucial for your team so far this season. You'd be undefeated if not for those. How do you keep that from being an issue today?
Well, we quit talking about it. We've just, you know, I think our players know from watching the film that, you know, we're not lying to them that they have had chances to win football games. And it's like, man, playing a par 5 and you hit 3 of the best shots and you leave there somehow with double bogey. And it's kind of the way we've felt. And, you know, we just didn't talk about them. Just keep preparing like we've been. And hopefully we find ourselves in a game with another top 10 opponent in the fourth quarter and with a chance to win it. And I think all it takes is us to get through one of those, and these young kids will really start believing.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you so much.
Well, as Greg said, there's no doubt it's a more talented team this year for Auburn, in large part because Keandre Lambert-Smith has transferred from Penn State. He is the leader in the SEC this year with 6 touchdown receptions. That'll be job 1 for the secondary of Georgia today, led by the All-American Malachi Starks, the #1 safety prospect on Mel Kiper's big board. Warm day here in Athens. Let's send you back to the studio to Kevin and Booger.
Sean, thank you so much. I understand. I've 4-putted a handful of times to go double bogey.
If I hit 3 of the best shots of my life, on the Hugh Freeze analogy, I'm making eagle. There's no question.
A lot of double bogey, though, when you watch Auburn and the turnovers that have cost them, you know, specifically, you know, the quarterback position. They have not found stability.
They can't turn the football over. They got to be +3 in the turnover battle. They got to get a big play on special teams, and they got to get explosive plays on the offense if they want to pull the upset today.
Okay, speaking of protecting the football, how about the service academies and what we've seen so far to start their season? Navy and Army. Let's highlight them. Navy taking on Air Force, undefeated, that is, the Middies, and Blake Horvath to Brandon Chapman. And then Horvath going in with the keeper. He's been incredible at the quarterback position.
I just love the innovation of the offense for Navy. It used to be 3 yards in the cloud of dust, Kev. You saw the bubble screen, the fake pass.
There it is.
Then you see the little reverse right there, get the defense going one way, pitch it back the other way. How about the Naval Academy in this offense?
Yes, that is Nathan Kent to the house. Again, it's the power run game, but at the same time, a lot of misdirection, and then they can throw it. They win 34-7 to your point, Boog, and then Army. Army likes to run, and then when they open it up a little bit, you're like, okay, taking on Tulsa, Bryson Daly. That's a beautiful pass to a wide open Noah Short. When you run, you get those open looks.
Notice what you said. That's a beautiful pass. How many times have you used that analogy with Army, Kev? We know they can run the football, but you just said a beautiful pass. Shout out to the offensive ingenuity of the Army cadets.
Kanye Odo going in, and then 63 yards of the house here. This is the same identical play and the same result. Army wins 49-7. Look at this, Boog. I mean, Navy's last start, 5-0. 2017, and then you got to go back to 1996 to find Army's last 5-0 start. The last time both these schools were 5-0 in the same season, 1945.
And just to put this in perspective, this is in an era of transfer portal, NIL. Their main job is to protect and serve our country, and they're undefeated in football, to put it in better perspective.
Well said there. And honestly, keep in mind, both of them, playoff hopes alive.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
Keep an eye on that. Hey, in progress, we're going to take a look at Ole Miss, South Carolina, that game over on ESPN. We're leading up to Auburn, Georgia. Bama, #1 in the country for the first time this season, taking on Vanderbilt on the SEC Network. And then our game later on tonight on ABC, Tennessee, Arkansas. And we cannot wait to see that matchup in Fayetteville on ABC. As we get ready for this game here specifically, what do you need to see from the Dogs after the performance in Tuscaloosa?
Well, to understand, first of all, Carson Beck looked like a shell of himself in the first half, and Kirby got out coached. So schematically, are you going to have your players in position to play? And Carson Beck can't look like Greg McElroy. That's how he looked in the first half. He's got to look like Carson Beck the way he did in the second half. If he does that, the Bulldogs will roll. Let McElroy stay in the booth. Carson Beck, you show up on the field and lead the #1 dog.
Kickoff coming your way. Greg, we love you.
Mr. McElroy, would you like a quick rebuttal?
Don't look like me. Look like fourth quarter Carson Beck, and you'll be in good shape moving forward.
Well, a number of streaks ended for Georgia last week with that loss at Alabama. They had won 28 straight SEC regular season games. They had won 42 games in a row in the regular season, second longest of all time in the poll era, dating back to 1936. But still 49-3 in their last 52 games, and Kirby Smart's team has won 26 in a row here at Sanford Stadium. That's the program record for longest home winning streak. It's the active longest home winning streak in the country. They haven't lost here since October 12th of 2019, an upset defeat at the hands of South Carolina.
Wayfair's big sale is finally here. Score up to 80% off.
Yes.
And free shipping on everything. Shop Wayday now through October 7th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
No, not him. I'm talking about my bank.
Feel like you need advice about your relationship with your bank?
Georgia won the toss and elects to defer. Auburn will proceed to start the first half.
On a warm day between the hedges, the temperature as we approach kickoff is 84 degrees. There's a light breeze here today. Down to the field again. Here's Molly with Kirby.
Coach, both of these teams are coming off of emotional losses. How important is a strong start today?
Big start's huge for both teams. You don't always get what you want, but we want to start fast. I'm sure they do too, but it comes down to execution.
Auburn is talented but turnover prone. How do you force some of those mistakes?
Well, we tried all year. We've been trying to get a lot off people. That's one of those things that I don't think you can actually control. We got to affect them and put them into turnover situations. They got a really strong team.
I know you learned a lot about your team this week. What kind of response do you want to see here on the field?
I want to start fast. I want to play consistently. I want to play complementary football. We really haven't done that yet, so I'm hoping to see that today.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you. Go Dogs.
And that was not just the case last week. The slow starts when they went down 21-0 at the end of the first quarter and 28-0 in the second. They've trailed in the first quarter of each of their last 8 SEC games, dating back to last season. Peyton Thorne will get the ball first. Transfer from Michigan State, where he spent 3 years. 2 of them as the starter, and he's in his second year now at Auburn and has been the starter for the most part since he arrived on the Plains. He did lose his starting job earlier this year to Hank Brown after a 4-interception performance in a close loss to Cal.
And it does feel like since that benching, Peyton Thorne's played with an increased level of urgency. Really looked good coming on in relief there in the second half against Arkansas. Carried that over to a good performance last week, albeit with one massive mistake there at the very end that ultimately resulted in the loss. But they're confident in Peyton Thorne, believe his best football's in front of them.
Some last words of advice from Hugh Freeze, who is the play caller with plenty of help from Derek Nix, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback coach Ken Austin. Peyton Woodring will kick off, and Jeremiah Cobb is back deep. for Auburn. "25 kickoffs for Woodring this year, 14 of them touchbacks. And this rivalry game is underway. It's returnable for Cobb from the 2. And Auburn will start at the 24-yard line. There are some impact players presented by the Home Depot.
For Auburn, it's their running back, Jarquez Hunter. Everything runs through Jarquez. They need to continue to feed him, maybe take away some of those RPOs and just give him some call it and run it runs. Keandre Lambert-Smith transferring over has become a steady and reliable veteran there on the perimeter. Defensively for Georgia, Jalen Walker is amazing. He'll play a little more off the ball linebacker, and Malachi Starks trying to bounce back after a bad first quarter performance last week.
Kirby Smart called Jarquez Hunter the best running back in the Southeastern Conference. He goes out into the pass pattern, and Thorne is taken down immediately by Ty Ingram Dawkins, who's become more and more of a factor as Michael Williams has battled injury up front.
And just an odd start to the game for Auburn offensively. It's almost as if left tackle Percy Lewis thought that Peyton Thorne was going to roll to his right. He looks in straight to the sideline with his palms up, and it results in a big first sack.
5-yard loss. Michael Williams not on the field to start the game. One of the top defensive players in the country. He's been battling a sprained ankle. Out of the pistol, Jarquez Hunter. Tough run to cross the 20. Peyton Thorne off his best game, 338 yards passing against Oklahoma. He's from Naperville, Illinois. 60% completions. The big problem, the interceptions. He's thrown 6 to lead the conference as a team. They've third down and 12. 4 receivers to Thorne's left. A quick hitter to Damari Alston. And he fights for the first down. Bounced off the hit by the freshman K.J. Bolden, just shy of the markers, and got 13 to extend the possession.
A great job blocking on the perimeter. Get the ball out very quickly. Peyton Thorne, they have a great pass rush. And you have Luke Deal, the 6th-year senior tight end, number 86. He's blocking out. And the progressive pylon cam shows you that Alston just refuses to go down. Great effort, fighting through contact, falling forward for the conversion.
Alston's their number 2 running back behind Hunter. Didn't play against Georgia last year due to a shoulder injury. The Dogs bring pressure. Hunter trying to get outside and just got back to the line of scrimmage. Run down by Georgia's leading tackler, the sophomore linebacker C.J. Allen.
Georgia is so athletic within that linebacker group. Guys that are so fast can flow from sideline to sideline. So if Auburn's going to hit it, they're going to have to hit it north and south today and take advantage of a defensive line that has had some ups and downs this year.
Although early in the game last week, Alabama had surprising success on the perimeter as they opened up that 28-0 win against the Georgia defense. 2nd down and 10, 3 minutes gone by. Thorne. Late pressure, and he threw a sinker at the feet of Luke Deal, the 6th-year tight end, 2 times the team captain.
This is now twice for Auburn. Converted the first on a really nice catch and run by Alston, but you have to avoid these obvious passes Georgia has. Jalen Walker, number 11 in particular, it's a real nightmare for this offensive line, so you have to avoid the 3rd and long situations.
Michael Williams is on the field. He's number 13 at the left end of the Georgia defensive line. He goes after Thorne. Thorne bounces outside him, but is out of bounds way short of the first down, chased out by Jalen Walker. So they converted a 3rd and 12, not a 3rd down and 10. And Auburn will punt. These are 2 of the very best punting units in the country.
And this is a really nice call by Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator. A conservative call, which is not what they did last week, trying to their best pass rusher. The mobile Thorne's forced out for the punt.
Oscar Chapman, the 25-year-old from Australia, he bombs one, and it's out of bounds. And going to spot it just across the 20-yard line. Actually, the official keeps on running. Carson Beck on the field for the first time when we come back.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claims service.
Do we have to do the Geico step on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
I'm adding Downy Unstoppables to my wash. Now I'll be smelling fresh all day long. Still fresh.
Still fresh!
Still fresh.
With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow. For all-day freshness.
Growing up, I didn't know a lot about money. It wasn't really talked about, and so there were a lot of things that I didn't learn until later. Have a different experience than I did. I want them to know that money can be a tool to help others. Working with Thrivent helped me set my girls on a strong financial path and instill lessons in them at a younger age than when I learned them.
On a Long in Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, what are you doing here? Texting another conference now.
Yeah, but it's like on the other side of the country. It's really, really far.
But you're not even on our schedule this season.
Maybe we can meet you in the playoffs.
That's crazy talk.
You know what else is crazy? Getting all that Dr. Pepper flavor with 0 sugar.
But Dr. Pepper doesn't have a questionable secondary like Tech does.
Here, catch!
And that's why you're a mascot.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Think scaling your AI pilots is hard? Think again. With Watson X, you can deploy AI across any environment. Above the clouds and on lots of clouds. With your secured data on-prem, in real time on center court, and assisting bank tellers on the edge. Watson X helps you deploy AI wherever you need it, so you can take your business wherever it needs to go. IBM, let's create.
It's a 2-night celebration on Dancing with the Stars.
You have the groove.
Monday, it's Soul Train night.
Let's go. Tuesday, it's Hair Metal night.
Let it all hang down.
Dancing's 2-night event starts Monday.
Well, last week at Tuscaloosa, really a down and up game for Carson Beck. The 50 attempts, 439 yards passing, all career highs, were the 3 interceptions as well. So for the year, 63%. That's down more than 9% from his record-setting completion percentage last year. They had not, as a team, turned the ball over through the first 3 games, and then Beck committed 4, including a lost fumble. He also took a safety for intentional grounding in the end zone. 5th-year senior from Jacksonville, 2nd-year starter, handed it off to Trevor Etienne, who stunner step for a couple of feet, perhaps. Philip Levy there.
I think it's safe to assume we're going to see a little more Etienne moving forward. Just 36 carries. Did miss the first game coming in to today, but they're way too heavy leaning pass on 1st and 2nd down. They got to be more balanced by running the football.
Their 3rd down numbers are way down, and the biggest reason why is they haven't been anywhere near as good on 1st and 2nd down. The quick pop to the speedy Arian Smith. Jalen McLeod made the tackle for the Tigers. And Georgia will go quickly. Last year they led the country 55%, averaged under 6 yards to go. This year 33%, more than 7 yards to go, and they don't convert this one. The catch by Dylan Bell, but right there was Jay Crawford to make the tackle, part of a young secondary for the Tigers. He's a true freshman.
That is a heck of a play by Crawford there. Shallow cross running away with Dylan Bell. Tempo caught Auburn in a little bit of no man's land, trying to get some fresh bodies on for the pass rush, and Carson Beck was able to snap it before they could get all guys off the field.
ETN, the running back, transfer from Florida. He got stood up. Got about 4, perhaps 5. Officially a 4-yard gain. Dorian Mausi made the tackle, a transfer from Duke.
Been rolling an awful lot of guys defensively the last couple of weeks. As many as 24 guys will see the field defensively for the Tigers. They lower, especially a linebacker.
Branson Robinson in at running back now. 4 receivers, 2 to either side of Carson Beck. 4-man rush, well blocked. The check down to Robinson, and he's upended. Good tackle in the open field by Caleb Wooden, a junior from Lawrenceville, Georgia. A gain of 3, and here comes another Georgia 3rd down. DJ Durkin is the defensive coordinator for Auburn.
So far, it's a pretty good start for Georgia. Both of their 3rd down attempts have been manageable. 3rd and 5, now 3rd and 2. A huge point of emphasis, be more efficient on 1st and 2nd down, like you referenced, Sean, to make these 3rd downs a lot easier where you have the option to both run or pass.
ETN back in at running back in the pistol. Play action pass and a wide open receiver. End. Delivers a blow at the end of the play. It is out of bounds at the 24.
And this is so difficult with the hard play action. Number 9, Eugene Asante. See his eyes in the backfield. He thinks it's going to be a handoff to throw it right behind him and hit Lawson Lucky for a nice gain. That's a great job there by the offensive coordinator, Mike Bobo. An excellent execution from Carson Beck and his tight end, Lucky.
There's Mike Bobo. Mike Bobo was the offensive coordinator at Auburn in 2021 for 1 year under Brian Harsin. Said they really enjoyed it there. Matter of fact, he has a couple of daughters who are approaching college age who want to go to Auburn. Another play fake to ETN. Back shoulder throw, and it's broken up. Intended for Colby Young, the Miami transfer. Lee Ludor Faustin had the coverage.
That throws just a little off the mark from Carson Beck. It's tight coverage. He throws Colby Young a little bit too far upfield, which allows the defender to stay tight and for the ball to be difficult to reel in.
First incompletion for Carson Beck. 3 out of 4 for 40 yards on the opening drive. This is the 7th play of the possession. Colby Young, wide receiver screen, dragged down short of the first down marker by Jaron Thompson. Excellent boundary safety who transferred in from Texas.
Nice tackle there on the big body Young.
3rd down and 3. Georgia lined up quickly.
Auburn showing a pressure look right there. You see how tight those safeties are, 5-6 yards off the ball. So Carson Beck takes a picture, looks back. Now let's see if they have a type of blitz adjustment to take advantage of the aggressive defense.
Beck dumps it off in the flat. Out of bounds goes ETN. Looks like a first down, and it is.
Great decision there by Carson Beck. Aggressive pylon cam. ETN goes exactly and gets enough to convert another 3rd down. That's a great decisive decision there, though, by the quarterback, recognizing man coverage and taking advantage of it.
Branson Robinson back this year after he missed all of last season with a knee injury. 2-yard gain, averages 3.5 points per game in their first 4 games.
Which is really remarkable, especially considering just how good and talented this team is. But a lot of teams, they circle this game, so they have a lot of tendency breakers there in the first quarter, and they're great at making adjustments. We've got to start better.
10th play of their first possession. Nice pocket. ETN out of the pylon. He got belted, and he's out of bounds at the 1. the end zone.
And just great effort by Etienne, and right there, that left official.
First and goal at the 2. Etienne, touchdown, Georgia. Smart got the fast start that he was hoping for. And the first points in the first quarter of this season against an FBS opponent. All 14 of the previous points came in their rout of Tennessee Tech. Peyton Woodring for the extra point. 75 yards in 11 plays. It took just under 5 minutes. Carson Beck was 6 out of 7 for 60 yards passing, and Etienne has his second rushing touchdown as a Georgia Bulldog.
The future is threatened by enemies often unpredictable. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Do you think we should head back?
Dong. Zippy, 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 dong. Ricky, ticky, 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 boom. Bella, 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 bella.
Take the next exit on the right.
Teca, 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 boom.
Who just picked up Buffalo Wild Wings Go? The Hankster! Hank! What?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Yeah, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go. Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go delivered. But did he get 10 free boneless wings?
Yeah.
No!
We love home internet from T-Mobile. Oh, now Mesh boosts Wi-Fi all over your home. Take a class in your attic. That dead spot is gone. Stream LA in your man cave. Learn to paint on your lawn.
It's glorious.
For a limited time, get a free upgrade to Home Internet Plus. Just $50 a month.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying because of that other card?
No.
There's no crying in baseball. Or with the Capital One Venture Card, because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. And you can use those miles on any travel purchase. And you know why? There's no crying with the Venture Card. What's in your wallet? Let's play ball!
HCM is a serious heart condition affecting as many as 1 in 200 people. Like me.
And me. It can impact how you feel and what you can do.
I still felt tired on my beta blocker. So I talked to my cardiologist.
About treatment advances in HCM that gave me new options.
It was a breakthrough for me.
That conversation was big for me.
Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
SEC on ABC is presented by Burger King. You rule.
129th meeting back in 1982, the only time Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson were on the field together in a college football game. The top-ranked Bulldogs hung on to win 19-14. They claimed the SEC championship in the process. Herschel Walker ran for 177 to go over 5,000 yards for his career. He went on to win the Heisman Trophy that year. The kickoff return, and they'll mark him out at the 29-yard line. Second possession for Auburn coming up. The SEC on ABC continues right after we're finished for Tennessee against Arkansas, presented by Capital One. Tennessee 4-0. They're averaging 54 points per game best in the country, but that's a good Arkansas team on the road.
Very, very good Arkansas team, and an excellent quarterback in Taylon Green. You catch him on the wrong day, it could be a 4-quarter fight, but man, very few teams in college football right now look as complete as the Tennessee Volunteers.
Peyton Thorne at quarterback. Jarquez Hunter is the running back. They faked it to Hunter. They fling it out wide to Robert Lewis. Transfer from Georgia State. Jonell Aguero was there to take him across the boundary after a gain of 3.
Last week, Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator for Georgia, a lot of criticism. And I think admitted criticism from within their own staff, saying we were too aggressive, too many blitzes early. So far today, seen a lot of base coverage and just kind of allowing them to get settled in the game before they start to ramp up the pressure.
Luke Deal, the tight end, went in motion. Hunter, strong runner, powerfully built at 5'10", 209 pounds. Managed to get 4 when it looked like there wasn't anything there.
A big third down here for the Auburn offense, too. Manageable. Good job on first and second down. You get the sense this is the best start we've seen from Georgia in quite some time. Extending a drive here would be big. It's a 3 and out. Keep all the momentum on the side of the Bulldogs.
Third down and 3. The Dogs crowd the line of scrimmage. Thorne being chased, lofts it up, caught. Beautiful throw on the move and under duress. DeAndre Lambert-Smith with the catch. It was Damon Wilson who was in hot pursuit on the heels of Thorne.
Man, this was big time by Peyton Thorne. Little fadeaway jumper up and over the top. Just perfectly thrown. Avoids the contact as well. Better than that. So just a terrific start for Peyton Thorne.
Played in a lot of games, a lot of road games. He's 23. It's his 42nd collegiate start. 26th of them at Michigan State. Second-year starter here at Auburn. Gain of 23. Look out! He ducks under the sack but did not get away. Ty Ingram Dawkins again for Georgia.
This is now 2 times on the left side where it looks like Percy Lewis, number 73, is late on the snap. You're on the road, it's difficult, but that line is sliding completely from left to right. Lewis doesn't slide fast enough. Ingram Dawkins shoots right through the hole and drops. Peyton Thorne for another big first down sack. The left side of the offensive line has to play better moving forward. This defensive line will feast.
2 sacks today. Ingram Dawkins in on both of them. Percy Lewis, the size of Mount Everest, according to his coordinator, Derek Nix. He's 6'7". They list him at 355. And the weight has actually come down. Didn't move well enough there to prevent the sack. 7-0 Georgia.
Gear up for game day. Enjoy the home field advantage at Fairfield, official partner of the NCAA.
I know 20 of you and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts. We're going to pay.
I'm not rich as hell. I'm the one that really needs the break. Not the people that are already rich and have the money. The 1% don't serve anybody but themselves. So for them to get a tax break, no, that's not cool. Kamala Harris is going to make billionaires pay their fair share, and she's going to cut taxes for working people like me. I'm Buddy, and I'm not rich as hell, and I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
If itty-bitty value meals from other places could talk, they'd talk like this.
If Arby's $7 double meats meal could talk, it'd talk like me. Arby's, we have the meats.
What is Circle? Circle is the fuel you need to take flight. Circle is the energy that gets you to the next level. Circle is what you hope for when life tosses lemons your way. Circle, available at Walmart and drinkcircle.com.
And a pinch higher. This, it's just uneven. To the right and up.
Right and up?
Oh, that's good.
This is good then.
Wait, no.
My shoulder's acting up. My shoulder's acting up again.
Dobbs?
I got you.
If only there were backups in real life. But at least there's Progressive to protect your home and auto.
Honestly, you should have put him in earlier.
This is the story of the one. The one knows the unexpected can put everything on the line. But with a teammate like Granger, she's confident that she will always win the day. Call, click, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
It's game time, and we're making a Twisted Tea drop. Twisted Tea fans love football and the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Don't freak out, but you can get 50% off all menu price Domino's pizzas when you order online right now. Right now?
Right now.
Right now? Right now? Right now. 50% off, honey! Right now! Now through the end of the week, get 50% off all menu price pizzas when you order online at Domino's.
With investing options from Navy Federal Credit Union, Rob feels financially at ease, which means he can worry about other things like landing this fish. What if the fish is really big?
Here's Bernie Marino, abortion.
This is not about women's choices.
Absolute pro-life, no exception, no exception, no exception.
My position is crystal clear, has not changed on abortion.
We can't let Bernie Marino anywhere near the Senate.
Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Back in Athens, the Taco Bell Live Más student section, all season long student sections across the country competing to be the Taco Bell Live Más student section of the year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. This Georgia defense playing without the veteran Smile Munden, senior linebacker, 28 career starts, not in action today with a foot injury. But as usual, here at the University of Georgia, a lot of depth at the linebacker position and everywhere else for that matter. 2nd and 17 after the sack. Peyton Thorne time. That time has a man very close to the first down. DeAndre Lambert-Smith again in his first year after 4 at Penn State.
Just a great throw by Peyton Thorne. Terrific job by Lambert-Smith getting his depth on his route, timing it up perfectly, and picking up a big first down.
Just enough for it. They're at the Georgia 32. 7-0 Dogs as we tick down to 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Hunter with some blockers out in front and a hole. He got tripped up just enough to slow his momentum, stumbled a bit, and then Malachi Starks made the tackle at the 12, a gain of 19 and another first down.
And just a great job of pulling by both guards, getting out. Hunter almost took it to the house.
Out of the gun, the fake handoff to Hunter, back shoulder throw, goes through the hands of Cam Coleman. Another reason why they're much better at wide receiver than a year ago. He's one of the top freshman receivers in the country.
Just goes to show you how much they like this young man, trusting him. Down around the goal line, tried to throw a back shoulder against one-on-one against the best corner for Georgia, and they ran out of room. He ran himself out of bounds. You got to leave more room for the quarterback so you can tightrope the sideline.
I don't think those fields are wider in high school football. Get adjusted to the college dimensions. He's had some drops, but they love his talent and his work ethic. Hunter again tripped up when it looked like if he could have survived, he had a lot more ground to cover. Dan Jackson might have saved the touchdown. 6th-year safety off a career-high 10 tackles in Alabama last week. Both teams substituting liberally. What do you like if you're Auburn here, Greg, on 3rd down and 6?
Well, they just took out the guy who thought they were going to be throwing it to is DeAndre Lambert-Smith, but now on the right-hand side, you got another freshman, number 3, Perry Thompson in the slot. And take a look at that if you can get one-on-one.
They send Hunter out. It's a design quarterback draw. Nowhere to go for Peyton Thorne. Dropped by Mikel Williams, who's been in and out so far on defense. A top 5 on the big board prospect for Mel Kiper Jr.
And just a big-time play right here by Mikel Williams. Watch him on the left side set the edge. Just absolutely hammers the right guard, Jeremiah Wright, stones him and forces the backup inside where he's got plenty of...
And another issue, Towns Magoo, the freshman from Auburn, Alabama, just 2 out of 5. Had a costly miss at the end of the first half last week against Oklahoma. Good this time from 27. And Auburn is on the board at 7-3. And it's time for today's Aflac trivia question. Today, the 129th meeting of the Deep South's oldest rivalry and the second most played FBS matchup of all time. Now, I gave away the answer, so if people were tuned in earlier and paying attention, they're paying attention.
I listened to 3/4 of what you say, so I know for sure I got at least one team. Minnesota.
That's correct.
To them in geographic proximity.
Okay.
Wisconsin.
Now I think you're just faking like you weren't listening, and you actually academic All-American. Did you really graduate with a 4.0 from Alabama?
I did.
I've read that.
I did. We like to round up. It was like a 3.95. You know, there. Got lucky. Had some really good teammates that helped me get through math.
We will answer it after the kick. But a great history back to 1892 when they met. It was Auburn's first recorded football game ever that they have records for, and it was the second for Georgia. They met in February of 1892. They played at Piedmont Park in Atlanta. Magoo kicks off. Anthony Evans along the far numbers. They got clotheslined.
Over 750,000 citizens put Issue 1 on the ballot. It'll create an open process for drawing fair maps, banning politicians and lobbyists from the process. Issue 1 will restore power to where it belongs, with citizens. Join me in voting yes.
Paul Bunyan acts for all of those meetings. They have appeared somewhere
in the middle. Between 1 and 133.
Auburn games, and a lot of interesting stuff has happened back to 1892. Toss to Trevor Etienne. Brother Travis, the great star in Clemson, all-time leading rusher in the ACC, now in the NFL with the Jaguars, a 3-yard gain.
You can really sense that Mike Bobo has circled Etienne on his call sheet because he just hasn't gotten enough touches up to this point. They bring him in from Florida. He's a dynamic playmaker, not just in the run game, but also a terrific receiver coming out of the backfield. He just has to be more involved to take a little pressure off this passing attack.
Beck out of the gun. A catch and a first down. Dylan Bell got hit hard along the far sideline, but a gain of 7. Mike Bobo's son Drew is the center today, been the backup. But Jared Wilson, their starter to this point of the year, is out, at least for now, with the foot sprain suffered last week. Drew Bobo played only one play last week at Alabama when Wilson went out, but it was a touchdown on a Dylan Bell run. ESPN's presentation of college football on ABC will return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Popeye's crispy, juicy, tender signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces of the chicken you crave for just $5. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
What are you doing, buddy?
I've always wanted to be in a homecoming parade. I grew these flowers myself, but more so, I grew as a person. Check this. Showtime.
Roll Tide.
message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Save money every day with the Fun 99 menu. Treat yourself with the new cream slushes for $1.99 each. Grab a power lunch for under $6, or feed a whole family for under $20. Save how you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Well, can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not going to beg, but pretty please.
Or they don't. Go ahead, press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
Isn't that our cleaning lady? Not today. You know how when you're living your life, and then all of a sudden you're out there helping cops solve crimes?
How do you do that?
I have an IQ of 160, so that might have something to do with it. You want me to go in there and flip the table over?
No, I do not.
Look.
We're really doing this, huh?
We're doing it.
Watch out, California. There's a Trojan horse on the November ballot. Prop 33 is not what it claims to be. It's a misleading anti-house repeal more than 100 state housing laws, including affordable housing requirements and eviction protections. 33 would make housing harder to build and harder to find, making California's housing crisis worse. So join affordable housing experts and reject the Trojan horse. No on 33.
We are Eyewitness News, Southern California's news leader.
Coach, Georgia struck first. What do you need to do to keep them out of the end zone here?
Well, I mean, we stopped them and had a penalty, you know, held them to 4th down, and we get 12 men on the field, and then we've got to score touchdowns. We had a good drive there, and we've got to finish those with touchdowns. Hopefully we can settle in and play, and make them earn every point they get. And, you know, I think we're playing hard and playing well, but, I mean, they're a really good team.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That's code for if we don't keep turning it over. Hugh Freeze in his second year. They're 8-10. They believe the future's bright. They're recruiting very well. Wide open is Colby Young, and he's across midfield. Beck on target out of the gate today, 8 out of 9. And he has completed passes to 6 different receivers.
Be careful for a shot right here. It looks like Georgia's going to throw one downfield.
ETN taken down at the 43. And we talked at the beginning of the year, we did the Clemson game, Greg, that they had to replace Brock Bowers, the great tight end, who's their leading receiver. Ladd McConkey, terrific wide receiver, who was drafted in the 2nd round. Nobody's really stepped forward at the wide receiver position, become the lead dog. Rather have a lot of guys who are all good options, and he feels like that's what he has in Young and Lovett and Smith, Dylan Bell, among others. Auburn crowded the line, and it worked. Branson Robinson dropped to the line of scrimmage. The safety, Jaron Thompson, up around the line.
They definitely have a lot of go-to guys. Not one guy in particular, though, that's going to pace them. But here in their 3rd down situation, possible 4-down territory here. So if Mike Bobo opts to run the football with a favorable look between the tackles, that's perfectly fine. But I would look in the direction of Lovett. Lovett's been a guy that's been very, very good. Their most targeted guy on 3rd down. He's lined up at the top in what appears to be man coverage.
And again, just 4 yards to go on 3rd down. More manageable than they faced for a lot of this season. Beck stepped up, in trouble, and swung down by Keldrick Falk.
And how about the rush on the right side by Keldrick Falk, working against Xavier Truss? He just wins. Long arm with the right hand, dislodges and drops back before the shallow cross can win. Just a great job there by the Auburn defense. And of course, the sack leads to the automatic punt. We're thinking about going for it on 4th.
First sack for Auburn, 4th for Falk this year. He leads their team. And here's Brett Thorson. Both of these teams with Australian punters. That's a mile high. And Keontae Scott made a fair catch. 43-yard punt. And as usual, no return against Georgia. UFC 307 is tonight in Salt Lake City, highlighted by 2 title fights. The main card begins at 10 Eastern on pay-per-view, with the prelims at 8 on ESPN News, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. To order the main card in English and Spanish, go to espnplus.com/PPV. You'd probably order it one or the other. Probably wouldn't be both, unless you just want to prove that you're bilingual. Auburn from its own 12. Down 7-3, 3-touchdown underdog today. Here's Alston. Again, tough at the end of the run. Broke free from the tackle of Malachi Starks with a lunge to pick up the first down.
This is really a curious technique here. Watch the end man on the line of scrimmage here. And watch how he engages. That's Wilson. He engages, then all of a sudden he was going to break inside. Instead he bounces to the outside and they lose contain. That's something that Glenn Schumann has said, is that these backs are a little bit shorter and they're hard to see. So we can't guess. In that particular case, end man on the line of scrimmage guess, and it leads to a big play.
Alston just 5'9". Hunter listed at 5'10". Thorne running for his life and runs out of bounds, chased by Damon Wilson. Hugh Freeze said Thorne gained even more respect from his teammates last week in the game against Oklahoma. Ran the ball 17 times, and he took some shots and just kept bouncing back up and playing.
It was one of the best games I've seen him play in an Auburn uniform. I know everyone's going to focus on the pick 6 and the mistake made there at the end, but man, he put the team on his back on several occasions last week and really gave him a chance.
His Auburn career high with that one interception came when they led with 4 minutes to go. A 63-yard pick 6 by Kip Lewis of Oklahoma. Their only turnover of the game, far fewer than they've had previously. It is astounding, Greg, when you look at it. They lost to Cal by a touchdown. They were -5 in turnovers. 4 interceptions, a lost fumble. They lost to Arkansas by 10. 4 interceptions and a lost fumble. They were -3. And last week against Oklahoma, just the 1 turnover. But Oklahoma scored on defense for the go-ahead touchdown that stood up in the final minutes. No turnovers today. Can they convert a 3rd down and 5? Damari Alston, the running back. Thorne running out of time, tries to zing one. It was caught. Was he in bounds? Rivaldo Fairweather, the tight end, apparently he was. They're going to give him the catch at the 39 for 11 yards and a first down.
Let's see if the left knee is down. Is it in bounds? That left foot is. Auburn's going to go fast. That was a heck of an effort.
Play stands. Alston again. Another tough run. Jeremiah Wright, the guard, came out and tried to help him at the end. They ran the ball last year very successfully against Georgia and hung in the game. Georgia was #1 when they went to Auburn for their first road game of the season. And it was a 20-20 game with under 3 minutes to go. Carson Beck threw a late touchdown pass to win it. Kirby Smart's defense was run on last year by the Tigers, particularly Peyton Thorne. Alston, a hard-earned yard. Damon Wilson up from the linebacker spot. And another 3rd down and short, 3rd down and 3.
So far, Auburn done a pretty good job getting the ball out a little bit quickly on their 3rd and long. But here, 3rd and 3, you can lean towards the run. Identify the defenders. How many are in the box? If there's a light box, you can run and pick this up. Quarterback run's also your friend, but if you want to throw it, you're going to look in the direction of Rivaldo Fairweather. He's number 13. He's their tight end, and he's their most dynamic weapon on 3rd down.
He was their leading receiver last year, not so with the improved wide receiver core. There's a flag down.
Plays whistle dead.
Before the snap, false start, offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's a killer. 3rd and 8 now is Percy Lewis, transfer from Mississippi State.
That's just brutal here. Tough start to the game for Percy Lewis. A couple sacks given up. This time, clearly having a difficult time with communication. He's clearly not been on the same page as his guard a couple times, which resulted in sacks. That time he leans early and makes the 3rd down a lot more difficult.
And if Mount Everest flinches, it's going to get noticed. So now 3rd down and 8. 8.5 to go till halftime. They bring pressure. Thorne got it off into a crowd. A short gain. Keandre Lambert-Smith about 3 yards short, 3.5. And Hugh Freeze is going to send the punt team on after a 5-yard gain.
Looked like it. Hugh Freeze saying to Peyton Thorne, man, you had the corner. There was an unblocked defender coming off the right-hand football because Georgia decided to pressure that time and overloaded their protections. Just a half second longer, you might have a big play.
Oscar Chapman. Tumbling punt, end over end, and a fair catch made at the 20 by Anthony Evans. 35-yard punt. It's homecoming. A little nap for Uga. Undoubtedly will rejoin the proceedings shortly.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
I'm the team mascot, and boy, am I running late. But I got lead in my foot and spirit in my fingers. Oh, what a hit. And if you don't have the right auto insurance coverage, the cost to cover that might tank your season. But get Allstate. Save money on auto insurance and be protected from mayhem, like me. Woo!
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It official spot
is back. Now with our new garlic herb sauce, which means the never-ending pasta you crave isn't just back, it's better than ever. Never-ending Pasta Bowl, starting at $13.99 for a limited time.
I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm looking for fans with good hands and great speed. The ones who stay focused and never miss a play. They go the distance on game day, even when their team is away. I'm always watching, always looking to reward more full-time fans. Because football isn't really football without you.
Spankings at a Duluth Trading birthday party. Celebrate our big damn birthday and save. Only at Duluth Trading.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Attention teachers. Watch out for this one. Let's tell the freaking world. Okay, this is good. Abbott Elementary. Moving to a new top. What? Moving to a new top. Abbott Elementary. Moving to a new top. Moving to a new top. That's fire. What? Abbott Elementary. Moving to a new top.
You're watching the SEC on ABC on homecoming weekend on the campus of the University of Georgia in Athens. Sanford Stadium increased capacity this year. They've had some expansion, gone over 93,000, 9th largest stadium in major college football. One of the great venues in all of American sport. Carson Beck, as the timeout is over. 7.5 to go till halftime. He's 8 out of 9. Deep drop, wants to fling it deep. Didn't get on the same page with Arian Smith. But they wanted to be aggressive on offense, Greg, at the beginning of last week's game against Alabama. And Beck felt and Mike Bobo felt that they missed a great opportunity at the very beginning of the game. There was a long pass that Beck threw about 55 yards in the air, right through the hands of Arian Smith.
Yeah, I mean, it was the second play of the game. I mean, it would have turned the game on its head. And they've had some near misses. They've had guys open downfield. Beck hasn't hit them, and when he has, they've been dropped. So they got to clean that part up because they definitely have an explosive group.
Auburn crowding the line. ETN tried to run through it. He got 10 and a first down. His rushing touchdown, the only touchdown of this game. And that's 35 straight games with a rushing touchdown, by far the longest such streak in the country. Toledo 24. Then Jurasik, the transfer from Stan. Dominic Lovett knocked down right on the catch by Eugene Asante. Excellent dime. When we asked Carson Beck yesterday who stands out of the defense for Auburn, he said number 9. He delivered a big hit to Carson Beck last year. Little trickery. Here comes Dylan Bell on the run. Across midfield to the Auburn 46. 28 for the multi-talented Bell.
That was really nicely designed as Bell goes off. So hard to deal with in the open field. As you remember last year, because of some injuries to their running back spot, he actually moved back to running back, and he is difficult to bring down, but shaken up now, and hopefully he'll be all right.
Got a rushing touchdown and a long receiving touchdown last week in Tuscaloosa. Threw a touchdown pass last year. Beck 9 out of 11 for 90 yards. Branson Robinson fighting for everything he can get, and it turned out to be a 3-yard gain. They think they're more talented at running back this year. They lost Dijon Edwards, Kendall Milton, their top 2 running backs, who are very good players, but a little more home run potential with guys like ETN, Nate Frazier, who we haven't seen yet today.
Yeah, and ETN's just a total game changer. And you referenced Frazier. I mean, he's lightning in the bottle. It's just got to be better in protection, and he'll get more opportunities down the road. But they can go 4 deep at running back with just about anybody in the sport.
3 receivers to the left. Branson Robinson, good bounce to the outside, stumbled forward and did not quite get to the line to gain. It'll be 3rd down and 1 as we go under 5 minutes to go till the half, and Georgia leading 7-3.
A little earlier in the game on 3rd and 2, Mike Bobo decided to go with a heavy play action and throw it down the field. Here on 3rd and 1, I don't even go play action. This is 4-down territory. I'm dropping back with Carson Beck. I'm finding my fastest receiver, Arian Smith, and I'm throwing a shot downfield.
Their average yards to go on 3rd down today is 3. Much better than it's been so far this year. Robinson, 1st down. Ducked under a hit from Jaron Thompson.
The spot where we've often seen from Georgia, 1st and 10, plus territory, 35-yard line. This is where they have been aggressive traditionally. Heavy play action, throw a shot downfield. The one thing you got to be mindful of, if you're the quarterback, you're in field goal range. Don't take a sack. Cannot have negative yardage plays at this part of the field.
They are playing again today without their preseason All-American right guard Tate Ratledge out with a leg injury. Beck takes the check down, ETN, and he's down a couple of yards short of the 1st down. Sylvester Smith made the tackle, redshirt freshman. There's Ratledge now with an ankle injury. On the delay, ETN. Looks like he's just a little bit short of the 1st down. Auburn with 2 timeouts left. I wonder if Hugh Freeze would think about starting to use them, try to get another possession back. With some time to do something before the end of the half. ETN almost took it to the end zone for the 2nd time. Sylvester Smith saved the touchdown. There is a flag down back near the line of scrimmage in the middle of the field.
Holding, offense number 53. 10-yard penalty. We play 3rd down.
Dylan Fairchild, the left guard.
There was a lot of room. He's working right here on the interior. A lot of room there to the outside. And it looked like as the linebacker, Asante, I believe, was trying to work to the outside. There he is. You see the left arm of number 53 grabbing the jersey. Might have been Austin Keys as well. A single-digit Auburn linebacker working from right to left. And it's a big penalty. Now you're 3rd and long.
First Georgia penalty. Came from the spot of the foul. 15-yard infraction. Beck steps up into traffic and gets dumped by Keldrick Falk. And to me, Greg, if you're Auburn, you should be using a timeout right now.
Absolutely. And this is a bad job right here, man. 3-man rush. And the center, and I know he's in for the injured Jared Wilson. Drew Bobo just gets beat right up the middle. But a 3-man rush working against 5 offensive linemen, that just can't happen.
They're lined up as if to go for it on 4th down. And a 2-minute timeout is going to stop it. Will they actually go for 4th down and 13? We'll find out when we come back. 7-3 Dogs.
Getting a fresh deal at Subway has never been easier. Just buy any footlong in the app, get another free. The only hard part is telling Travis he doesn't get the second footlong. Wait, seriously? I got you next time, buddy. Order now in the Subway app.
Honey? But the gains are pumping.
Yeah, the market's closed.
Futures don't sleep in the after hours, bro.
Dad, is Mommy a finance bro?
She switched careers to make money for your weddings.
Ooh, penny stocks are blowing up. Sweetie, grab your piggy bank. We're going all in. Let me ask you, for your wedding, do you want a gazebo in a river?
I don't... What's a gazebo?
Something that your mother always wanted and never got.
Or you could give these different investment options a shot.
The right money moves aren't as aggressive as you think.
I'm keeping the vest.
Football season already and not a satellite dish in sight.
I hardly recognize the roofs I grew up on.
Enough squawking.
Oh, great.
Coach Prime! Y'all are whining while everyone else is watching nonstop football on DirecTV. Tell me, whose house is this?
Their house?
I think they're renting.
Listen. I know they get easy access to all this football, but you know what you got?
What, Coach?
A crumb bum attitude.
Stream football without a satellite dish.
Now drop and give me 20.
20 what?
Under liberal border czar Kamala Harris, illegal aliens are pouring into our country, including murderers, rapists, and even terrorists. Instead of paying for their crimes and receiving justice, Kamala will give criminal illegal aliens taxpayer-funded transgender surgeries.
Surgery?
For prisoners.
For prisoners, every transgender inmate would have access.
Crazy liberal Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Brisket is back at Chipotle. Seasoned, smoked, seared, spiced, sauced, bold, and guacced. It's a whole new kind of brisket done the Chipotle way.
Leading safety features at every turn. The new 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid.
SEC on ABC, presented by Burger King, is brought to you by Taco Bell.
2-minute stoppage prior to halftime here in Athens, Georgia. Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath, our producer Phil Dean, our director Scott Johnson, our terrific ABC college football crew. Fourth down and 13, and Carson Beck is coming back out on the field, Greg. They're at the Auburn 38, leading by 4.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit too much here. I mean, 4th and 6 or so, sure, I could think about that. In Georgia, maybe they just try to get a free play out of it, go with a hard count, see if he can't take a shot.
5 for 5 last week, in part because when they got way behind, they said we're going for every 4th down.
Yeah, 4 all the way home. But here
was a big part of their comeback to get back into the game, converting. Well, this is a lot, and if you get stopped here, you turn position and 2 timeouts left for the Tigers. Like the deal, try to get them to jump operation. And a flag thrown for delay of game.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And now you punt, and you got your punter a little more room.
Good job there by Auburn. And choosing not to do anything crazy.
So here's Thorson. Deontay Scott back deep. Georgia, the only team in the country that did not allow a single punt to return last year. They punted only 32 times. This year, there's been 1 attempted punt returned against them. That was Ryan Williams of Alabama last week. This one down beautifully inside the 5 by Dominic Lovett. Last week, that punt return went for -4.
On a reflective Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Dad, do you ever feel like college football is being changed by all this corporate money flooding into the sport?
I'm sorry I missed that. I was just grabbing a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
I just feel like the brands are taking over.
Dr. Pepper's strawberries and cream for my 2 thirsty boys.
You see what I mean?
You're overreacting, pal.
Aflac! That's the Aflac duck.
It's a normal duck.
He's waving a branded flag.
Aflac! It's a pennant.
My whole life is a commercial!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, and any toppings you want. Oh, and any number of pizzas you want, too. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
When I push, I feel good. When I push, I feel good. When I push. Feel better, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good. When I push. When I push, when I push, I feel good. When I pull, I feel good.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Dak going for it, and he fumbles. Brilliant recovery with the Lowe's app.
He always delivers.
And so does the Lowe's app. In-store, online, our Lowe's team has you covered.
Let's go, we're in the building, baby. Like 20 minutes. You saw that vertical? You saw that dude's vertical? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Bucket, bucket.
Prime Big Deal Days is coming October 8th and 9th. With exclusive savings just for Prime members, you'll feel like a big deal. Shop deals on electronics, fashion, and more this Prime Big Deal Days, October 8th and 9th.
Hey. No flex, zone. Hey. No flex, zone. They know better. They know better. Wanna go?
Premiere The Little Mermaid on the Wonderful World of Disney ABC Sunday.
State Farm, halftime report minutes away. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagani here. Alabama down a score to Vandy. Highlights coming your way. What do you make of Georgia? You expected more in that first half.
Yeah, I did. You lose a game like the way they did last week. You expected them to come out like gangbusters, but give Auburn a lot of credit. They've come out, they've kept the ball in front of them, and right now we got an old-fashioned SEC defensive struggle.
It is a fantastic rivalry, 129th meeting. Back to you, Sean.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Spirited rivalry, not just because it goes back a long way. We talked to players and coaches yesterday. They all talked about what a heated rivalry game this is. Stats pretty even. Time of possession. Auburn up against it from its own 3-yard line. Minute 52 to go. They have 2 timeouts. Georgia has 3. Feels like Auburn needs at least 1 for perhaps half the punt. Jarquez Hunter. Tackled by C.J. Allen and Malachi Starks.
surprised, too, that Kirby Smart with 3 timeouts isn't using one here.
I agree with you. And now he has. But some time came out. Well, it's for the injured player, actually, not the timeout. It's Luke Deal who's down on the field.
Play. Go for dose. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. Watch the Dos Equis vendor screen the usher's view to spring the big play.
That's how you...
Jersey Mike's freshly slices it right in front of you. You can't fake that. You can fake my outfit. You can fake these haunches. You just can't fake a freshly sliced Jersey sub. Made the authentic Jersey way since 1956. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
IHG1 Rewards, 19 hotel brands, 6,000 global destinations, one loyalty program that lets you guest how you guest.
This is your sign to do dinner at Cracker Barrel and dig into an irresistible shepherd's pie with crispy hash brown casserole on top. Or make your hash brown casserole a little more breakfasty. So get the crew together and come on in.
This is Bidenomics. Bidenomics.
2/3 of registered voters believe the economy is getting worse.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
The rising gas prices, food prices, really walloped the black community.
Imagine a mother who's making minimum wage trying to feed children. They're killing us without killing us.
That is called Bidenomics.
Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Why am I so hungry?
Because you're watching football. The whole game is basically an elaborate scheme to make you buy more food.
What are you talking about?
Dude, think about it. Turnovers, pancake blocks. Oh, I just scored. Feed me more. Refrigerator Perry was not his real name.
I don't think football's trying to sell you food.
Oh, really? And what are you eating, Jerry?
Rice.
Jerry's eating rice. Huh.
Game day deals only on Uber Eats. At Jersey Mike's, they freshly grill your hot subs right in front of you. You can't get that smell anywhere else unless you have one of these. Don't mind me. Take the sizzle to go. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
She's in defense.
Heart rate dropping.
Charge clear.
You're gonna be okay.
Dr. Odyssey is making a steamy splash.
Full steam ahead.
It's one hell of a ride. The perfect escape. And exactly what the doctor ordered.
Strap in.
Thursday.
Who's that? The husband owns the cruise line.
My clients pay buku bucks and expect happy faces.
Unresponsive patient.
Do we have a contagion on our hands?
Dr. Odyssey, Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Got rolled up on by Kristen Miller. Quick tape job. He'll likely be back in an Iron Man. And now a flinch before the snap. There was a 10-second runoff, which Georgia could have declined, but Kirby Smart did not. Xavion Miller, we believe, guilty of the penalty, but no call yet from Steve Marlowe. You're on, Steve. Some of his fellow officials are over explaining to something to Kirby Smart, and that's why Steve's looking over in that direction. I wonder if it goes back to the runoff on the previous play.
Oh, I bet you that's what it is. I'm assuming there would be no discussion on a false start.
False start. Offense number 72. Half the distance to the goal is still second down. The penalty carries a 10-second runoff, which will be declined. The game clock will start on the snap.
I'm surprised he didn't decline the previous 10-second runoff, which he could have done as well. He has all 3 timeouts left. And now I guess we see why Hugh Freeze didn't use timeouts on defense, because perhaps he was afraid of this scenario. Critical that Auburn be sound with the football here. Thorne has a man. And trying to run under it, and he airmailed Cam Coleman. With Daniel Harris running in coverage. That looked promising for Auburn for a moment when Thorne had time in the end zone.
Yeah, just off the mark there. I mean, it looked like Coleman's break, so not sure who was right, but that's happened before where they haven't been on the same page. But here, you would think that Auburn probably got to try to convert this third down. I would say hand it off.
I don't agree because with the 3 timeouts, Georgia has enough time.
No doubt.
So your best chance of getting the first down is throw the ball.
Yes.
Georgia's going to have enough time whether you throw an incompletion or not. So much for that theory.
Now timeout by Georgia for sure.
To the 8-yard line went Hunter for a gain of 4. But I think with 1:10 to go and 2 timeouts left and probably good field position, they should have enough time to score. Kick off your Week 5 NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. with the Countdown crew on ESPN and the app. They'll have the early breaking stories, injury updates, previews of each game right up to kickoff. And ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. At 8 o'clock Eastern, the New Orleans Saints and the Kansas City Chiefs. Peyton and Eli will be on ESPN2. Coverage begins after a flying start, now 2-2. Chiefs are 4-0. They're the only undefeated team left in the AFC and 1 of 2 in the league. The Minnesota Vikings are doing.
How about Sam Darnold? The comeback player of the year so far.
He might be the MVP.
Playing unbelievable football.
They could use a good one from Oscar Chapman. He's averaged just 36.5 on his first 2 punts for the year, averaging better than 46 yards per punt. Not a good one. Short and tumbling again. Caught on the run by Anthony Evans, and a good tackle at the 50-yard line by the long snapper Reed Hughes. 44-yard punt. Actually was pretty good by Chapman. Both of these teams covered punts. Matter of fact, there are 3 teams in the country that had negative punt return yardage against them for the year. These 2 in Ohio State. How about the offense against FBS opponents in the first half for Georgia? Just 2 touchdowns. I mean, they played good teams. Clemson, Kentucky, Alabama, and now Auburn. Kirby Smart thinks they've already played some of the best defenses they'll play all year. Etienne, the running back. Dominic Lovett. A gain of 8. Peyton Woodring does have a big leg. He made a 55-yarder earlier this season. That was indoors against Clemson in Atlanta. Beck checks it down. Etienne. Tackled by Eugene Asante. He is, well, they're going to give him a mark that looks like it might be a first down. And it is. They're moving the chains.
That saved Kirby Smart a timeout. Had that been short, he would have had to call when he was standing right by the head linesman.
And now a stoppage. They're going to take a look at the spot.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier made the line to gain. The previous play is under further review.
So we'll go to Ken Switzer in the replay booth. I don't think Hugh Freeze liked the spot.
Does look as if
I agree with him.
His momentum brings him almost all the way back to the 40. The ball right now marked on the 39, so this might be pretty significant.
Let's bring in Matt Austin. It looked to me, they caught the ball right along the line to gain, but it was his momentum that brought him back in. He was trying to make a move to turn and go back up the field.
Sure.
And this should actually be spotted just a little bit short of the line to gain. Matt, what say you?
Yeah, when the receiver comes back on his own, he loses that yardage. But the minute the defender contacts him, that's where the forward progress start begins. So right there is the spot of the forward progress. So he's going to end up being about a yard short.
That should be right near the 40-yard line.
Should result in Georgia using that second timeout, or one of those timeouts, and figure out exactly how much you need to be able to have a chance at the field goal. And the reminder here for Carson Beck is, regardless of the circumstances, you cannot take. You took one earlier against a 3-man rush. which ultimately forced a punt. So get the ball out quickly like you have for a vast majority of the first half.
Beck's 12 for 14 for 108. No touchdowns or interceptions. 7 different receivers have caught a pass. And one of the incompletions was on a long bomb when he wasn't on the same page as the intended receiver. They're taking a long look at this. It seemed pretty clear that the ball should be marked about a yard further back than it is right now. If you're a Georgia fan, would you be concerned? I mean, the offense wound up at the end of the game last week, scoring 34. Game to game, there was a little more of an expectation. The points are down. The third downs, as we said, are down. Beck's accuracy is well down.
I don't know if I'd be as concerned right now, because much of what Auburn's trying to do defensively is kind of bend, don't break. Don't give up the big plays. But at some point, you're going to want to see more explosiveness from that group. That's what kind of ignited the comeback, and haven't seen a whole lot of that here today.
This is becoming a painfully long replay process for something that seemed to be pretty cut and dry. Well, Auburn has to be good on defense, right? When you have watched your offense commit 15 turnovers in the first 5 games, you're minus 11, and yet you haven't given up more than 27 points in any game. You're playing good defense. The 27 was against Oklahoma with a pick 6.
After further review, the ball carrier did not make the line to gain. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the 40-yard line. Georgia will take a timeout to avoid a 10-second runoff.
DJ Durkin's defense doing it again. And they've been in some tough spots all season long. Probably a defense that hasn't gotten enough credit for the way it's played.
They're very solid. I mean, across the board, they don't have 11 guys that are all going to go in the first 100 picks like Georgia had a couple years ago. But they have a very solid group with very few weaknesses. They're very good in the secondary. They're deep along the line of scrimmage. And I think they've executed their plan very nicely today. Even though Georgia's had some rhythm, they haven't given up the big play, which is the backbreaker when playing against a group that's this explosive.
DJ Durkin's been in the SEC for a while. Texas A&M, he was at Ole Miss. Formerly the head coach at the University of Maryland. So 3rd down and 1 with the clock stopped. Georgia now down to 1. Trevor Etienne, the running back. And he breaks through, makes a man miss in the secondary, and has a first down inside the 20. .23 yards. They're going to save the last timeout. The clock stopped to move the chains. They're at the 17, 1st and 10. 3-man rush. Check down to Etienne, out of bounds. At the 11-yard line with 23 seconds to go, and still the timeout in their pocket.
Smart job there, too, by Etienne, knowing where the sideline was. Carson Beck knew you can't take a sack in that situation because that would force another timeout. Get it to your outlet, and hopefully your back can get to the sideline.
Some tired-looking defenders for Auburn, but Georgia not substituting. So Auburn isn't going to run the risk of a substitution. Etienne, 54 yards rushing on 9 carries, and the game's only touchdown. Beck. High throw. Caught by Dominic Lovett. It looked like when it left his hand, it was intended for Dylan Bell underneath. It went over his head, and Lovett caught it for the touchdown.
Wow. To work Bell on the underneath. Lovett looks like he's running a little bit of a return. Bell lets it go. Lovett says, look what I found. Makes a guy miss and converts for the touchdown. Sometimes maybe it's a little better lucky than good. And that's one there, Sean, where when they ask you the next day, hey, who are you throwing it to? You don't give them a real clear answer.
Absolutely not. Hayden Woodring makes the extra point. Now made all 86 PATs in his career. So Dominic Lovett in the right place at the right time. Well, certainly Bell thought it was for him. He put his hands up to try to catch it. Well, then he took him down at the last minute, so who knows? But for Lovett, it's his second receiving touchdown of the year, and a big difference maker in this game very late in the half.
That was big time too, especially knowing that they'll get possession to start the second half, so a possibility to go 2 for 1. Hugh Freeze's defense hung in there long time here in the first half without allowing guys a lot of space, and that time it appeared like it was a slightly broken play. Resulted in a touchdown for the Dogs.
Much better numbers against Auburn today in the first half last week against Alabama. Of course, he exploded in the second half. They rallied from 28-0 down to take the lead with just more than 2 minutes to go. Georgia's 38-1 at home and leading at the half under Kirby Smart. Their only loss back in his first season, 2016, to Tennessee. Jeremiah Cobb is going to try to bring it back. He's wrestled down at the 25 by Chris Cole. Let's look at today's college football rankings brought to you by AT&T. Alabama with that win over Georgia last week vaulted to #1, but they're trailing at Vanderbilt.
This is surprising, but this right here also crazy surprising. I mean, Missouri, good team.
Kicking team. 15-yard penalty from the end of the return. First down. Number 23 can remain in the ball game.
Big one there potentially. Maybe Auburn now thinks about taking a couple shots, but that.
Yeah, I think you would, right? You're out to the 40-yard line.
Yep.
You have 11 seconds. You have 2 timeouts. Maybe at least try to get into field goal range.
Absolutely. And into that play, that left arm.
His head yanked. Oh my goodness!
Really just a violent yank. One that was completely unnecessary. I mean, if Auburn ends up stealing points right here, you're going to get an earful in the locker room at halftime.
They have some receivers who can really run. Jarquez Hunter, the running back. 3-man rush. Thorne takes off running. He's across the line of scrimmage. He needs to get out of bounds and does at the 45. Probably not in field goal range, although he did try a 61-yarder earlier this season, which Magoo did not make. He made a 60-yarder in high school.
You would think Hail Mary situation here, and also like to maybe have your biggest guy, your biggest weapon on the field, but it looks like Rivaldo Fairweather at the moment, the tight end, is on the sideline. You would want him in the game for a possible jump ball situation.
So while we have a moment, let's go back to the AT&T college football rankings. Miami's at Cal tonight. You mentioned that surprising Missouri score. To me, that is going to look worse than it was. They got a couple of really bad breaks earlier in the game, a couple of questionable calls that I think might have changed the tenor of that game early on.
Yeah, the illegal man downfield that wiped out a touchdown was a backbreaker, but I mean, that is a big beatdown at the hands of an A&M team that might be coming into its own. I mean, they've now settled in. Wigman looked very comfortable in his return, made some really nice throws. So A&M's a team that no one's really talking about right now, but I can promise you, you do not want to play the Aggies as we move forward into October.
Vanderbilt has scored again to take a 19-7 lead. That game is over on SEC Network. They still have about 9.5 to go to the half. Hail Mary defense here for Georgia. Safety's back near the goal line. 5 seconds to go in the half. Auburn does have a timeout, as does Georgia. And now Kirby Smart is going to call a timeout.
The third and final of the half. 30-second timeout.
This half was flying right along. I remember looking at my watch saying, they're going to play this first half in a little over an hour. Kirby was very animated just before they called that timeout. Glenn Schumann, his 34-year-old defensive coordinator, drawing something up on the board.
Yeah, and this is the reminder here from an offensive perspective. Peyton Thorne, you're probably going to buy a little bit of time. Just a little bit of time to allow your receivers to run 45 yards downfield to get in the end zone. The other reminder for the quarterback, don't take a sack. Just throw it as far as you can. You can't take a sack in this situation, and keep it in the end zone. It's amazing how jacked up you get as a quarterback. Next thing you know, you throw it out the back of the end zone. No one can catch it. And then from the defensive standpoint, knock it down. Go up and play volleyball and spike that ball straight to the ground. Don't try to intercept it. Don't try to catch it, because that's when bad things happen. So spike it if you're on defense, and on offense, no sacks, and keep that ball in play to give your receivers a chance.
Colby Young, a wide receiver, has come in as one of the two back in the end zone on defense for Georgia, along with Malachi Starks. They throw the quick pass. He goes down short of the marker. They need the timeout. And now they will try a field goal, you would think. Keandre Lambert-Smith went down immediately. Smart to do it, to make sure they had time to get the timeout.
30-second timeout.
Getting to the marker doesn't matter with only 2 seconds to go.
That was great execution there. I mean, to get 9 yards in just 3 seconds between the snap on the road, especially where sometimes the clock is a little bit unfavorable from time to time. This is big.
So here's Towns McGoo, who has struggled. Wasn't expected to be the kicker. They had Alex McPherson last year, who was tremendous, made all 13 field goals, but he's been battling a gastrointestinal problem. So McGoo, prolific high school kicker in Auburn, Alabama last year, made 6 field goals of more than 50 in high school, a state record, including a 60-yarder. This is 54 from the right hash mark. The breeze not a factor. Trying to make it a one-score game at the half. It's blocked. We believe Dan Jackson blocked it. The former walk-on who said he felt like he was fully a part of the team when he earned his way on special teams and blocked a punt against Arkansas here back in 2021. Now he's blocked the field goal too.
Snap was good, but from 54 yards clearly drives it really low, which allows Jackson to knock it down. What another big special teams play. Here's Molly.
Coach, what's your reaction to that blocked field goal right there to end the half?
Well, it's about time. We had gone an entire year without blocking a field goal, and we take a lot of pride in that. So I'm really happy for the work we put into that to get that.
We talked about fast starts. What are your thoughts on the offensive performance in the first half?
Good and bad, hot and cold. I feel like we can run the ball better than we are. We've had 2 runs that almost broke out that should be explosives. It's high, and both teams are reeling a little bit.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That is the end of the first half. The score, Georgia 14 and Auburn 3. We'll send you to the studio for the State Farm halftime report after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More.
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Did you know your new favorite burger has hand-smashed patties made to order, hot and melty cheese, and a tangy sauce? How rude of me. Let me introduce you. Try the all-new Double Sonic Smasher and at a half-price drink in the app.
You want to live free? Being the best takes hard work. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs.
Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
The future is threatened by enemies often unpredictable. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Popeye's crispy, juicy, tender signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces of the chicken you crave for just $5. We don't make sense, we make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. At Auburn, we commit to hard work, to an exceptional education that serves humanity, to our creed that's inspired generations of the Auburn family, keeping us grounded, yet groundbreaking. You'll find us at the forefront of every challenge, building intelligent systems, resilient communities, and a safer, healthier tomorrow. Because when the work of the world demands the best and brightest, it will find them right here.
ready to bump
and rock on.
It's a two-night celebration on Dancing with the Stars.
Let's go!
Monday, it's Soul Train night with guest judge Rosie Perez.
You have the groove. Tuesday, it's hair metal night with guest judge Gene Simmons.
What are you doing to me?
Dancing with the Stars two-night event starts Monday, 8/7 Central on ABC and Disney+. Stream next day on Hulu.
When our country calls, Mike Garcia answers. A decorated Navy officer, Mike Garcia flew combat missions over Iraq as a fighter pilot. In Congress, Garcia is fighting for the Antelope Valley and Santa Clarita, working with law enforcement to crack down on crime and stop the drug epidemic. And Mike Garcia is battling back against efforts to defund our police. Mike Garcia, answering the call. Fairshake is responsible for the content of this ad.
Dallas Reigns, Eyewitness News at 11.
Welcome to the State Farm Halftime Report.
Trevor Etienne, the touchdown, and Carson. There's Levitt going in for the score. Right now, Georgia up 14-3. Dogs trying to get back in the win column after last week's loss to Alabama in Tuscaloosa. The #1 team in the country is a developing situation right now in Nashville because Vandy and how about Cedric Alexander with the power game? What are you seeing in this game, Boog?
Vanderbilt is controlling the line of scrimmage. And the #1 anatomy of an upset, Kev, is you got to score first, you got to start fast, and you got to score on defense. Tips and overthrows, we got to get those pick six Commodores.
Randon Fontenette, the ball bouncing his way, and Vandy up 13-0. Here comes Bama. They find the end zone here. Jam Miller, the touchdown. So you're thinking, okay, back and forth. Okay, now Bama's back on track. No! Alexander with the power!
Again, the physicality of the Commodores, Kevin. I can't speak highly enough for Clark Leah, the coach of Vanderbilt. They've been playing with tenacity, physicality all year long. That program is on the uptick. And right now, Bama coming off a high win against Georgia, feeling really good about themselves on the road in the SEC. They're feeling it right now.
What are you seeing from Bama's offense? Because Milroe coming off a phenomenal performance against Georgia's defense.
Well, right now, Vandy's defense is being more physical. They're challenging. They're not giving up the big play. We saw Alabama against Georgia to Ryan Williams, the big play down the field. So far, Vanderbilt hasn't given up the big play.
Last time Vanderbilt beat Alabama, Booger was 20 years old. That was in 1984. It's been a long time, Booger.
I was 7 years old in 1984.
Back then, you didn't have hair either. All right, now, we saw a major development in the top 10 here earlier today on ABC. #9, Missouri on the road at Texas A&M. And Connor Wigman got the start for the Aggies, and it was the ground game. Amari Daniels. Mizzou, they were still stuck in Columbia the entire game.
And no doubt about it, Kevin. When we talked about this A&M team in the beginning of the season, we knew they could run the football. The offensive line was good. Le'Veon Moss, the defense. Connor Wigman just had to make enough plays, and we finally saw the A&M team that we expected to see at the beginning of the year. We finally saw it today.
That reaction says it all. Le'Veon Moss, 138 rushing yards, a career day. A 31-point victory for Mike Elko, the largest top 10 win in program history. So down goes Mizzou. How about Ole Miss? They went down last week against Kentucky now, taking on South Carolina on the road. Henry Parrish Jr. going in for the score. South Carolina, one of those dangerous teams. Got to keep an eye. Got to keep an eye on the ball.
They are, but they can't turn the football over. Sellers, the quarterback, on a simple zone read. He's pulling it, and the ball pops out. Kev, they got to take better care of the football.
J.J. Pegues going in for the quick score inside the 5. Auburn fans know about him.
He's a defensive tackle, Kev. That was me back in the day. Seriously, I mean, catching the ball from the center, just running it in.
And right now, Ole Miss with the lead. Meanwhile, #3, Ohio State. What do you think of these all grays?
Not a fan.
No, it's a weird look, right?
To say the least.
They, by the way, the Buckeyes got Oregon next week. Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith, the fantastic freshman, putting it on the ground. Nice tackle.
And just the fundamentals of the Iowa defense. We're going to give up some plays, but in the end, punch the football out, make a little defensive play. And we know this defense, they're going to keep the ball in front of them, Kev, and they're going to force you to throw the ball in coverage.
Wow.
2 turnovers so far by the Iowa defense.
Yeah, and right now it's 7-0 Ohio State at the half. Okay, right now, Georgia with the lead, and it's been a fantastic start for the service academies.
Yes.
We'll take a look at Army and Navy, both off to a 5-0 start.
Wake up, shot calling.
Paid what I bought it. New crib psychotic.
Undale Save.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. What's going on here?
Coach saves so much bundling home and auto with the personal price plan, he decided to bundle practice with ballet.
Undale Save.
Doesn't that just say bundle and save?
Hey, Hutch. Less talky, more dancey. Double time. Boodle it, Sunday, boodle it, Sunday.
Bundle and save with the personal price plan.
I want to see that on game day.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I was so excited when I heard the sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. 2 words, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken, and it's got pickled jalapenos, and it's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
Real customers paid for their testimonials.
When it comes to your truck, you can power it up 6 ways to Sunday. But if you want to get things done, start with the capability of Ford F-150. Gas, power boost hybrid, or all electric. The power is yours.
The University of Georgia, it stays with you. It's the place that gives you your start.
Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Get ready for it. Yeah, this is it.
Are you ready?
Cleaning lady? Not today. You know how when you're living your life, and then all of a sudden you're out there helping cops solve crimes?
How do you do that?
I have an IQ of 160, so that might have something to do with it. You want me to go in there and flip the table over?
No, I do not.
Look.
We're really doing this, huh?
We're doing it.
You're watching the State Farm Halftime Report.
Well, Kevin back with you. Shout out to the service academies. Let's start with undefeated Navy taking on Air Force here. This offense averaging 46 points per game, led by Blake Horvath. The passing we're seeing, and then Horvath the keeper.
I love the play that set it up, though. We're going to fake the wide receiver screen and throw the slot fade, and then run it in from the 1 yard line.
And then the misdirection, Boog. You're a big fan. There goes Nathan Kent. Touchdown to the house.
Because of the creativity. We're used to seeing Navy and Army run the football 3 yards in a cloud of the dust. Hey, let's get fancy and throw the football, baby.
5 rushing touchdowns for Navy. Third 5-0 start in the past 40 years. Keep an eye on them. They got Notre Dame in October. Meanwhile, Army also undefeated, taking on Tulsa. At one point, this game was 7-7. Bryson Daly, beautiful pass to Noah Short.
Notice what you just said. Beautiful pass and Army in the same sentence, Kev. Seriously.
Meanwhile, let's get back to the business. And that is the ground and pound. Kanye Udo, 61 yards of the house. Again, this game was 7-7 at one point, and then they said, you know, it worked so well, let's do it again. Kanye Udo from 61, now from 63.
Here's the thing, Kev. When they can throw the football, it's going to make the run that much more dangerous. So shout out to them for innovating these offenses.
49-7, the final, and December 14th. They had that showdown. Keep an eye. How about this? Navy 5-0, Army 5-0. Last time both these schools were 5-0 in the same season, 1945. Let's take a look at what's in front of us on this Saturday. Tennessee, Arkansas, prime time on ABC. We'll see a top 5 squad in the Volunteers. Also keeping an eye on that Miami, California game, because guess what? Game day out there for the first time at Berkeley, and the Cal fans showed up and showed it Daniel on a pair of Vans on his second attempt, hit the 33-yard field goal to win $100,000 of Pat McAfee's money, and game day adding $100K to $500K, that donation to Hurricane Relief. So that kick worth $700,000.
I can't imagine being an 18-year-old college kid and getting $100,000 kid. You know how many double cheeseburgers I would order?
Just sitting there. Just keep bringing them every single day. Fayetteville going to have
Tennessee,
a great
be careful.
showdown.
Be
Tennessee
careful.
on the road to take on the Razorbacks. That game 2 hours away on ABC.
This halftime report is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't freak out, but you can get 50% off all menu price Domino's pizzas when you order online right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Right now?
Right now? Right now.
50% off, honey, right now!
Now through the end of the week, get 50% off all menu price pizzas when you order online at Domino's.
Oh, you don't know? It's Faye, that topping, dropping, that perfect sauce and those flavors popping. Faye, that family snacking.
Welcome to my channel.
That beauty hacking. Greek yogurt. Faye, nothing plain about it.
Stay fit and fuel your fandom. Enjoy the home field advantage at Fairfield, official hotel partner of the NCAA.
Itty-bitty value meals from like this.
If Arby's $7 double meats meal could talk, it'd talk like me. Arby's, we have the meats.
My research focuses on plastic pollution. This is a worldwide issue. We find plastic in our ocean pretty much everywhere we look. The fact that some of our research has been really helpful to policymakers, decision makers, and has been able to catalyze change around the world is so meaningful. To be able to represent the University of Georgia in this field of incredible universities throughout the Southeast, I'm finding it to be something I can be really proud of.
After losing almost everything in the wake of Helene's devastation, now GMA is right there. 5 straight days, coming together, helping those in desperate need. Watch GMA to see how you can help. Good Morning America, help after Helene.
New next week on Kimmel, Vice Presidential candidate Governor Tim Walz.
The Secret Service swept our building, which we desperately needed. It's filthy, by the way.
Plus, Harrison Ford, Quinta Brunson, Billy Crystal, Henry Winkler, Jessica Williams, and more. New Kimmel next week on ABC.
The case against Sean Combs might as well just be called the freak-offs.
What prosecutors described as orgies.
Now, as he faces 120 new sexual assault allegations, new reporting inside The Secret Life of Diddy, Wednesday night on ABC.
This halftime report is presented by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Monday Night Football, pretty good one. Saints, Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes needs some wide receiver help, and it feels like the Saints are waiting. Do they get Devontae Adams? Georgia and the special teams. They get the ball coming up. By the way, Vandy up 23-7 over #1 Alabama.
I'm a musician full-time. I lead worship on Sunday mornings, and I also gig on the weekends. This work fills my cup every single day that I get to do it. Working with Thrivent on my debt from the past has allowed me to focus on the things most important to me, like spreading my joy for music with others. It feels awesome to know that I don't have anything holding me back.
Whatever you're into, Mercedes-Benz has an SUV for you. City shopping spree you. Weekend getaway you. Outdoor adventures you. Stylish, powerful, sophisticated. Because when you're in a Mercedes, you'd expect nothing less. Mercedes-Benz SUVs, featuring the all-new GLC plug-in hybrid with a best-in-class EPA estimated electric range of 54 miles. Visit MBUSA.com for special offers on select SUVs.
The SEC is now 16 strong, and it's a whole new ballgame. We're bringing more to every chomp, stomp, yell, bite, fight, soar, roar, and anchor down. More walking, more wooing, more putting horns up, and lowering the boom. This is the SEC, and now, more than ever, it just means more.
We are making an emergency landing.
Thursday.
What do you need from me?
You got a runway in your back pocket? The pulse-pounding 911 three-part season premiere event concludes.
Shut down to 110.
Get these people out of these cars. There's a plane coming.
I love you.
Tell me in person.
911, all new Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
If you just want a safe community, all of us do, and George Whiteside's on the opposite end supports George Gascon causing all this, it's a no-brainer to me.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Honda's got it going on at your helpful Honda dealers. On with savings. Drive new Hondas from $249 a month or save thousands with 1.9% financing. On with inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are in stock. KBB.com's best value and overall brand. Ready to drive Hondas from just $249 a month or low 1.9% financing. Honda's got it going on. Search your local Honda dealer.
There were 5 brothers. One had his struggles. I miss him every day. Addiction doesn't care if you're Republican or Democrat. It's a disease affecting millions, and it's personal for me. That's why I've spent my life helping others. In Congress, my first priority is solving the fentanyl epidemic. Washington divides us, but there's more that unites us. Randy was my brother. I'll try being yours as well. Message.
If you just want a safe community, all of us do, and George Whiteside's on the opposite end supports George Gascon causing all this, it's a no-brainer to me.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You're watching the SEC on ABC, presented by Burger King from Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia, homecoming weekend. And the 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, their first home game in a month, just their second home game of the season, leading at the half 14-3 over Auburn. Sean McDonough and Greg McElroy, what's your biggest takeaway from what we've seen so far and as we spin it ahead?
Well, both offenses have been pretty efficient, but they've lacked a lot of big play potential. But there's been a few examples there in the first half where there were shoelace tackles on the running back. So it feels like the running game is going to get going for both these teams. If you're Auburn, you got to be disappointed you gave up that touchdown at the end, but you've really kind of held this offense in check. You've kept everything in front of you. So I think the task for Georgia here in the second half starting out, stay efficient, and now start to mix in some of those big plays when Auburn gets a little bit more greedy defensively.
Georgia touchdown in the final seconds of the first half to open up this 11-point lead. The kick bounced down the field, bounced dangerously before it was scooped up by Anthony Evans, and he did not make the 20. Here's Molly.
Well, Sean, Auburn head coach Hugh Freeze pointed to that Georgia touchdown at the end of the half, the one to Dylan Bell, and said it looked like it was intended for the other guy, meaning Dom Levitt, to Dom Levitt. He said it looked like it was supposed to go to Dylan Bell. He said that's just an example of the year that we've had, the missed opportunities. He stressed, I think that we can run the ball on them. We just need to get a stop, prove that we know how to win. He is wary of Georgia getting momentum here and taking over this game.
Nate Frazier is in at running back now alongside Carson Beck. He has not seen much action lately. Or starting field position of the day for Georgia. And the freshman from Los Angeles, Nate Frazier, out to the 23, made a big splash in his debut in the opener against Clemson when they were without Trevor Etienne. Rushed for 83, but has basically been in the witness protection program since.
and Kirby said flat out, he's just not good enough in pass protection right now. But DeAndre Swift, early in his career, not great in pass pro, so they used him in routes. So that's going to be part of Frazier's game that they start to include down the road.
Boy, you just definitely run it when he's on the field. Dylan Bell, short gain, good tackle by Jake Crawford. It was interesting talking to Kirby about Frazier and his pass protection. He said he's not good in pass protection. He said, but no freshman running backs are. And actually, he's better than most that we've had in recent years, but he's just not good enough.
Yeah, if you're playing at Georgia, it's because your high school team probably gave it to you 50 times a game because you were unstoppable. The potential big third down here for Auburn's defense. Forcing a 3 and out at halftime is big.
Better on third down today, 4 out of 7. Much easier distances to manage. That throw over the head of Arian Smith with Keontae Scott in coverage. Transfer from Snow Junior College in Utah. So a 3 and out, and exactly what Auburn wanted to start this half. I think they're very good on defense, Greg.
They are. They're really good. Very, very solid across the board. And you talk to people within their program. We might not have a ton of NFL guys that are going to be an all-pro or Pro Bowl every year. We got a lot of great college players, and they're playing at a high level today.
Brett Thorson's third punt. 17th of the year at 32 all of last season. And this one is a fair catch by Keontae Scott after 43-yard punt. Let's take a look at coverage where it counts, presented by T-Mobile.
And Peyton Thorne knows that this is a very aggressive group, but they started really a little bit more passive. Going the quarterback spy, not a ton of pressure, and then the left side of the offensive line's got to be better. I mean, if you look at the first half, this is the first play of the game. To not be on the same page on the first play of the game is just bad ball. And then this time, Percy Lewis doesn't slide down far enough, allows Ingram Dawkins to run right through and drop Thorne for another sack. They got to be better up front.
Jarquez Hunter, the running back, 7 carries for 39 yards in the first half. We talked with the Auburn coaches yesterday. They said they would like to get him more involved going forward.
When you look at Hunter, I mean, he's so difficult to bring down. And this is an offense that's based on the RPO. Everything centers around the RPO, so you always are going to have favorable looks. But Hugh Freeze, they called RPOs last week, resulted in throws, and he wants more runs from his outstanding running back. So I think they're going to maybe call a few less, and it certainly seems that way in the first half.
Georgia showing blitz, and they bring pressure, and Thorne runs away from it. Now he has a lot of running room, trying to pick up a block that he did not get, and that cost him the first down. Julian Humphrey chopped him down. Ty Ingram Dawkins, who already has 2 sacks, had the pressure. It's an 8-yard gain.
It's a great move in the pocket by Thorne, and good job getting upfield. You'd love it if your freshman Cam Coleman could go try to save a life, but he doesn't. You see him point him out, and Cam Coleman, I think, thinks he might get a block in the back or something, but either way, it's a big missed opportunity, and a great tackle in the open field by the defender Humphrey.
It just gets in the way. There was more in the run for Thorne. A 61-yard run against the Dogs last year, the longest of his career. Made something out of nothing there. Design quarterback run off the fake to Hunter. Well done. Good call by Hugh Freeze and Derek Nix and the offensive staff. Malachi Starks the tackle.
And a good read, too. A little shift along the defensive line, but still, Chaz Chambliss crashes down on Hunter, which allows Peyton Thorne to pull it. He knows exactly how far he needs to get. Surges forward for another third down conversion.
Thorne, 2 times the team captain in his 2 years at Auburn. He was twice the team captain at Michigan State. Looking like he wanted to fling it deep. Now he has running room again. This time he gets a block from a wide receiver from Malcolm Simmons. And he has a first down with an 11-yard gain. Hayden's son of a coach. His dad, Jeff, formerly the offense coordinator at Western Michigan. His grandfather, John, very successful D3 coach at North Central College in Naperville. A good run at Michigan State, transferred to Auburn. Not a very good cast around him last year. He went 6-6 in the games he started. More talent around him this year. But a heady player, Greg. You would think, especially in this RPO offense, he'd be a good decision maker.
I really like him. And I know, look, people are going to look at the interceptions. They're going to look at the stat sheet, and they're going to say Peyton Thorne makes bad decisions. He's got to be benched. All this stuff. I think he's really good. I think he's really accurate. I think he's a really solid athlete. Can keep you honest with his legs. Has really improved as a deep ball passer this year. Has been more aggressive. But I do think not all interceptions are created equal, and several have not been on him. So he's got to play better for sure, but the rest of the people around him could be better as well.
Hoping for a score here to get right back in the game. Make it a one-score game. A long handoff. Gave it to Hunter. They did not get him down. Touchdown. Jarquez Hunter. After Jonel Aguero whiffed on the near sideline. 38 yards. And it's a game in Athens.
And this is so well blocked. I want you to watch 14 Robert Lewis coming from the right to his left. Secures the edge. It's a great job. And then number 86, Luke Deal, hurt a little earlier. He locks up with Dan Jackson and allows Hunter to get to the edge. This edge defense has been a bit of a problem for Georgia for quite a while, but that was perfectly blocked and executed, and a great start to the second half for the Auburn Tigers.
Early in the third quarter, going for 1 point here. And Magoo adds it. That's the longest run of the season for Auburn, a 38-yard touchdown run by the senior from Philadelphia, Mississippi. Jarquez Hunter. Bulldogs talked yesterday about how hard he is to bring down, and that was on display right there.
My life is full of questions. How do I clean an aioli stain? Use Tide. Do I need to pre-treat guacamole? No, it's Tide.
Why do we even buy napkins?
Thankfully, Tide's the answer to almost all of them.
Do crabs have eyebrows?
Except that one.
For all of life's laundry questions, it's got to be Tide.
The new Dunkin' Latte is perfect.
I'll say.
Who is this?
Is that Kristen Wiig?
All we need now is a famous person to explain what the Dunkin' Latte is.
How did you get in here?
That's not important.
This is sweet and very creamy, by the way.
That's because of the coffee milk.
Who is she talking to?
I'll tell you. I'm Chief Beverage Officer here at Dunkin'. We're going with Kristen. See? And she gets free Dunkin' Lattes for life.
We already have a spokesperson. The magical coffee milk cow. Oh, look at that thing.
Does this mean I'm not going to be in the commercial?
Dunkin' Latte! The Dunkin' way to latte.
On a hyped-up Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
All aboard the hype train. We're going all the way. Woo!
I heard this hype train runs an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
And the host of overly optimistic fans.
Hey guys, check out my new tattoo.
We are so winning it all.
Even the national media agrees.
And they're never wrong about anything.
Oh, wait. Our quarterback got injured in practice.
Okay, everyone off the hype train.
Well, that didn't last long.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
I know 20 of you and you're rich as hell. We're going to give you tax cuts. We're going to pay.
I'm not rich as hell. I'm the one that really needs the break. Not the people that are already rich and have the money. The 1% don't serve anybody but themselves. So for them to get a tax break, no, that's not cool. Kamala Harris is going to make billionaires pay their fair share. And she's going to cut taxes for working people like me. I'm Buddy, and I'm not rich as hell. And I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
As a lifestyle guard, I help people live their best day in the sun by delivering high noon when the cooler's empty.
Do you have any peach?
High noon, sun's up.
Bookstores. I read that one. I read that one. I read that. I didn't read that one. I didn't read that one. Can you get this? Because I left my wallet way in my back pocket.
My pleasure, because I earn unlimited 2% cash back.
Wow, this is fascinating. Did you know whales and barnacles have a parasitic relationship?
Oh, I know about parasitic relationships. Let's go, barnacle.
Off you go.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card.
It's a two-night celebration on Dancing with the Stars.
You have the groove.
Monday, it's Soul Train night.
Let's go. Tuesday, it's hair metal night.
Let it all hang out. Dancing's two-night event starts Monday.
Time for our player check-in presented by Allstate. We check in with Jarquez Hunter, the 21-year-old running back from Philadelphia, Mississippi, in his fourth year in the Auburn program and constant improvement. Hugh Freeze told Molly we need to run the ball more in the second half. That touchdown drive was 6 plays, all rushes, and the TD by Hunter.
They were really close to breaking a couple in the first half and finally get one to go their way.
Towns Magoo kicks off. It's a touchback. Molly?
Well, Sean, no one was more excited about that Jarquez Hunter touchdown than the Auburn offensive linemen. They were very emotional, yelling in each other's faces, telling each other, we can impose our will on them. We can run the ball on this team, and you can feel the momentum swing, and you can tell that this Auburn team is full of belief right now, you guys.
Molly Hunter, powerful guy. You had some numbers about how good he is in the weight room, particularly in the lower body.
Yeah, that's right. Jarquez Hunter can bench close to 700 pounds. The only other person that even sniffs close to him is Eugene Asante. He can squat close to 700 pounds. That would be crazy if he could bench that.
Numbers. I was up there with Larry Allen.
Here's Nate Frazier. Tough run and an 11-yard gain for the freshman. Caleb Harris at the end of the run got him on the grass.
It just looks different when you see him on the field. I mean, he just has a little bit of a suddenness to him and an urgency, and he hits the hole so hard. Frazier is going to be really, really special when he becomes a more well-rounded player.
Four-star ESPN recruit, the number 74 overall recruit at any position in the entire country in this recruiting class. Out of modern day, a power in Southern California. Dylan Bell swung down along the sideline by Kayan Lee.
I think Auburn's done a pretty good job of this year, or this game, excuse me, has done a pretty good job tackling in the secondary. This is a wide receiver group that's excellent after the catch. Coming into this game, top 20 team in college football and creating yards after catch, and that really hasn't been there very often for Carson Beck today.
Sorry to interrupt. Auburn struggling. They just do get men off the field, players sprinting off. I'm surprised Georgia didn't snap the ball. Nate Frazier in trouble, trying to turn the corner. Managed to turn it into a gain, taken down by Keldrick Falk, who had both sacks for Auburn in the first half.
And a great plan so far for Mike Bobo. Offensively, a first and second down to make these third downs very manageable. Another third and short situation here. You can run it, you can throw it. I lean towards running it with how they're starting to move some of these Auburn Tiger defenders off the ball.
8 minutes to go, third quarter. Number 5 Georgia in a real tussle in the 129th edition of the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Frazier ahead. Based on where the far side official is running in from, I don't think he got there. He did not. Referee Steve Marlowe already signaling fourth down and inches. They line up quickly. They send Beck out wide. And now he takes the snap from center. It has the first down. It was Landon Humphries 16, not 15 Beck. And looks like he had the first down. He did. The line judge Chris Snug is signaling the move to chains.
There were a couple plays there where Jalen McLeod, number 35 for Auburn, almost slipped inside and made a play in the backfield. I mean, he is so quick and agile, getting a much-needed rest after nearly stopping him on third and fourth down. But here, fresh bodies coming on for Auburn, and Georgia a nice rhythm running the football.
Trevor Etienne, the running back now. All day to throw, and Beck off target. Throw wobbler, short and behind Dylan Bell. That's the kind of throw we rarely saw from Carson Beck last year.
Yeah, I don't know what this was. This ball just kind of came out. He threw it really sidearm, and doesn't look like he didn't have a grip on the ball. It doesn't look like it's nose down. It doesn't get deflected. It just dives. There was a defender out in front of the intended receiver, but that is way off target, and that's an area where it's been somewhat unrecognizable, the misses from Carson Beck after being one of the best in football last year.
Trevor Etienne picks his way out to midfield. Gets thrown back as he reached the 50. Here's third down and a long 6. And again, they go quickly. Auburn trying to substitute. Georgia did not, but DJ Durkin got his subs on the field. Landon Humphries, the Vanderbilt transfer, was the motion man. Back after missing last week with mono. Down to 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
Like the matchup in the slot here with Lovett working against number 0, Dante Scott.
Back, throwing it deep. Colby Young, nice adjustment to the ball. Is it a catch? The officials looking at each other, and they're going to call it a catch with Kay and Lee in coverage.
Wow, what a catch. 2 by Colby Young. Gives his quarterback plenty of room. Allows him to throw him away from it. Gets that right foot down just before he goes out of bounds.
For a 27-yard gain. Here goes ETN. Dragging tacklers down to the 2. 21 yards on that play. First and goal, Georgia. And an Auburn player on his knees just now getting up. It's Keldrick Falk.
And how about the bounce at the outside by ETN? Gives a little yada. Ooh, gets that right foot in the ground and makes Sylvester Smith, the safety, just completely whiff on the tackle at the third level. Just an outrageously quick and decisive move there from the outstanding running back.
Played 2 years at the University of Florida, transferred over here this year. And up to 79 yards, averaging 7.2 per carry.
They're definitely feeding him, and that was a huge point of emphasis and priority coming into this matchup.
The 79 yards rushing now matches his career high at Georgia. That's 79 against Kentucky. And he powers down to the goal line, short. Bidding for his second rushing touchdown of the game, Jaron Thompson leading the Auburn defense at the goal line. 5 minutes to go, third quarter, second and goal, Georgia.
Just a little bit of a potential touchdown vulture here. ETN comes out after a much-needed rest, and in goes Branson Robinson. He stole one from him against Kentucky. Let's see if they do it here.
He's powerfully built at 5'10", but 220 pounds. He didn't get there. This Kentucky defense rising up, forcing a third down and goal. Auburn defense, pardon me. We'll let Kentucky on the mind for the last Georgia game.
I would think here, if you're Kirby Smart, you're telling Mike Bobo, hey, 2 downs to get it here. 2 downs to get it here on third down. I don't hate a little play action, maybe sneak somebody out in the flat, because you still have a chance here on fourth down. If he doesn't get out scot-free, you're running it again, because worst case scenario, you got Auburn in terrible field position. So 4 downs here.
Time-consuming drive as well, more than 5 minutes. ETN, the running back, out of the gun. Beck gave it to him. And touchdown. The official on the far side runs in and says no, but the line judge on the Georgia sideline has his arms in the air signaling touchdown. Well, they're going to have to talk about that. The far side official ran in saying short. The line judge said touchdown.
Pleading his case. It looked like he got stoned right at the line. Where's the ball at that point?
Well, you know, that's the view the line judge would have. Similar view right along the line. And I don't know how you could tell from the sideline, the first angle, that the ball broke the plane. ESPN Pylon Cam brought to you by Progressive.
That's why the call on the field is so significant, because it being called a touchdown on the field now would lead you to have to prove beyond all doubt by way of video replay that he did not get in. So based on the looks that we've seen up to this point, I don't see enough conclusive evidence to overturn it.
The head linesman Ralph Green is the one who said it wasn't a touchdown. He's in conversation with Hugh Freeze. This is the vantage point from the side of the field from the official who called it a touchdown.
Really impossible to tell exactly where the ball is. like it stopped initially. Where's the ball? Right there, and that's the tricky part. I'm not sure you'll ever be able to tell in the crowd.
Let's bring in Matt Austin. Matt, what do you think?
Well, I'm glad you said think, because I do think he scored a touchdown, but I have not seen any view yet that shows the ball breaking the plane of the goal line.
And that's why the call on the field is so important. I would say this, you know, he gets moving forward, he gets knocked back.
On the field stands.
Yeah, that's why the call on the field is so important, and Hugh Freeze is irate. Because it looked like when he actually hit the ground with the ball was just short, but he actually got knocked back a little bit, right, which would lead to a conclusion that at some point the ball was over the goal line. But I don't think there was conclusive proof either way. That's why it was phrased stands. So the call by Chris Snuggs was really important. It trumped Ralph Green. Peyton Woodring for the extra point. And based on the pylon cam shot we saw from the far side of the field, the officials said no touchdown. Looked like he had a clearer view down the line with fewer bodies in there. It's ancient history now. Woodring the extra point, and the lead goes back to 11 for Georgia late in the third quarter.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
At Papa John's, get an extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. It's a mouth-watering, stretched thinner, made bigger, more for your money, extra large New York style one-topping pizza for only $10.99. Better get you some Papa John's.
Sometimes the best beginnings start with a click. Start yours now and let the magic begin at Walt Disney World Resort.
The best AI assistant isn't one that knows the whole world. It's one that knows your world. A custom assistant built on Watson X with IBM's Granite models can leverage your trusted data, be easily trained on your workflows, and integrate with your apps. It can be tuned to do just what you need, because the more AI knows about your world, the more it can help you do. IBM, let's create.
What's all the wagging about? PetSmart's got big news. We're lowering prices on over 1,000 items like toys, treats, and food from the brands you both love. And Treats Rewards members get 2% back in savings on every purchase. Getting the best for less? Now that's a big deal. PetSmart. Anything for pets.
Popeye's crispy, juicy, tender signature chicken is the meal your craving deserves. And now you can get 3 pieces of the chicken you crave for just $5. We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. When I wake up in the morning light, I pull on my jeans and I feel alright. I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my
Wrangler for the ride of life.
The SEC on ABC continues tonight after we're finished here in Athens. Josh Heupel in 4th-ranked Tennessee in Arkansas. Presented by Capital One. 4-0, 54 points per game. Dylan Sampson has 10 rushing touchdowns to lead the SEC. Alabama and Vandy have gone to the half in Nashville, and it's still a lead for Vanderbilt by 9. College football rankings brought to you by AT&T. Oregon won last night. Ohio State playing today. That can set up a battle of 2 unbeatens next week. ETN 2 touchdowns rushing. The lead back to 11 for Georgia with 3:50 to go, third quarter. Jeremiah Cobb trying to go all all the way across the field, and he didn't reach the 15. Picked up and driven back. Cole Spear made the tackle. There's a flag down.
During the return, blocking the back, receiving team number 86. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Luke Deal called for the block in the back.
Bad one, too, as Dan Jackson's running right by, and Deal just pushes him right to the back. I mean, now you, on a kick return, you have a drive start at 5-yard line. I mean, just a critical error there by the 6th-year senior Deal.
Against another 6th-year senior in Dan Jackson. They marched down the field and scored a touchdown. On their last possession on 6 plays, all runs. The score from 38 by Hunter. He catches a ball out wide. And again, they're struggling to tackle him. Took 3 to throw him down across the sideline. Here's Molly.
Well, Sean, on the sideline before this drive, quarterback Peyton Thorne gathered all of his receivers in a huddle and said they're going to focus on the run now. We need to take advantage of these opportunities in the passing game. He went over specifics with each receiver. He's been an excellent leader on the sideline, and he told us he's entering this game with a healthy desperation, saying a desperate animal is a dangerous animal. And you can see that in his play so far, guys.
Now 8 out of 11 passing for 96. He has taken care of the ball all day. Pressure coming. He rolls away from it. Has bought himself a lot of time. And finally throws it away. Couldn't find anybody open.
Really a great job, though. I mean, I know it's 2nd and 10. You'd love to have had an opportunity to work some scramble drill and find someone open downfield, but just salvage 2nd and 10 after your right tackle completely whiffs is incredibly difficult.
As you said, grew up around football. His granddad and dad, not just coaches, very successful coaches. His grandfather won 118 games at North Central College. His dad took over for his grandfather, won a national championship at North Central. Malcolm Simmons, part of that talented freshman receiver class. He got to the 35-yard line. He got 14. He got a first down. Damon Wilson the tackle.
Really like that design from you Freeze. A little fake, like they're going to hand it off to the right, come back, work a screen, and you've got Simmons, who's got a lot of juice with the ball in his hands with plenty of open space. It's a good response after the incompletion on first down, and you would think now, after they're out of the shadow of their own goalpost, you would think now maybe start to lean on the run game a little bit because you've softened Georgia up through the air.
They fake the inside handoff, and he's going down. In the arms of Chaz Chambliss, his first sack of the season.
And this is just a perfectly timed twist on the right side. You'll see Chambliss work upfield briefly, and he gets the right guard and the right tackle to run into himself. Deal doesn't even see him. He tries to put his arm out, but just can't do it quickly enough before Chambliss arrives at his quarterback. Just a really well-executed game on the front by the Dogs.
Xavier Miller a little slow to get up. He's back on his feet. Timeout, 1:45 to go in the third quarter, 21-10 Georgia.
Check out Mahomes' top 3 plays of the day. He scrambles into T-Mobile to get that new iPhone 16 Pro on us. It's a little shimmy, shimmy, shake. What you think, huh?
It's like he's chasing an ice cream truck.
Ice cream! He got his iPhone 16 Pro, the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence.
Cuz holding it up like a baby lion.
Homie takes those T-Mobile savings and calls it a day.
Respect.
Now at T-Mobile.com, get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
Be the first to watch at home today.
Oh, now we're talking.
It's gonna get good.
With loads of extras, including deleted scenes and a gag reel.
Wait, bonus? The answer is yes.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Buy it now, only on digital.
Soft drinks are just $1 at Wendy's. Any size, anytime. 3 p.m. Fanta, 10 p.m. Sprite, 7:46 a.m. Coke. Yeah, you're built different. Dollar soft drinks, any size, gotta be Wendy's.
Did you just pay with PayPal?
Yeah, and the cashback's wild.
Are you guys feeling this?
I wanna pay with you everywhere.
Keeps my info safe, even at the shady lemonade stand.
What are you calling shady, mister?
Oh, like this is fresh squeeze. Give me a break, Logan.
I wanna pay with you everywhere.
Let's go! Oh, someone likes the show. Every payment, everywhere, every time. Don't just pay, PayPal.
The dog days of summer have come and gone. Now a cool breeze cuts through the ballpark like a heart. Is that a chill in the air? No, it's ice in their veins. The fire's lit. Watch sparks fly.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Yeah, move the meeting.
Hey, Mike, what's good, man?
How do we show up as our whole self when life has so many parts to switch between?
Whoa. Uncle Level 10.
With tech that helps us put everything we are into everything we do.
You made that look easy.
Recode your future with the tech-forward and tech-ready Lexus NX.
This week only at Domino's, get unlimited mini-priced pizzas for 50% off when you order online. Choose any size pizza you want, any crust you want, and any toppings you want. Oh, and any number of pizzas you want, too. Get 50% off your perfect pizza, or pizzas, this week only at Domino's.
Abbott Elementary, season premiere Wednesday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
You're watching the SEC on ABC, presented by Burger King. Uga looking on. Rams would like a Whopper. Can a Bulldog have a Whopper?
Absolutely. Of course.
Xavion Miller, the right tackle, is out of the game. Dylan Wade's moved to right tackle, and Braden Joyner in at his left guard spot. First play, fourth quarter. Jarquez Hunter, a tough run. Excuse me, minute 20 to go. I thought that was the third quarter break. I was thinking so much about Burger King and having a burger. We'll get you around the fourth. I'm so hungry. I thought we were at least to the fourth quarter by now.
We'll get you one on the way to the airport here. Third and long, tough situation. Georgia's played with really just a three-man rush most of the day. Maybe this is the time here where Glenn Schumann decides to ramp up the pressure, play man behind it, and see if he can't get home.
And it's third down and 8 for Hunter. Not past the initial down marker, but the one they need to gain is the 45-yard line. And the crowd making it difficult. The pressure picked up. The ball is caught, but it's short of the first down. Malcolm Simmons, the freshman from Montgomery, Alabama, to catch.
Not much decision here. Going for it. Two-score game, so plenty of time. But still, I mean, feeling as though this thing could slip away, but a massive down here.
They don't have to snap it here if Hugh Freeze wants a little more time to think about this.
I probably would. This could be the game, so analytics supporting the decision. I try to dial up the best possible play call here on 4th and 2, and that's likely going to be putting it in the hands of Jarquez Hunter.
Now we're going to the fourth quarter, and a huge fourth down upcoming for Auburn when we come back. After this message and a word from our ABC stations.
To the people chasing the sunrise with you, outrunning your doubts, inspiring you to see what's possible and pushing you when it's not easy. To the people seeing your highest potential and making sure every step is a celebration, every rep a chance to connect. No matter where we're starting from. Propel.
This isn't one of those sad, fits in a petite paper bag kind of value meal. This is Arby's $7 double meats meal. Big boy bags only. Arby's, we have the meats.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Another So-So pizza from So-So's Pizza? But wait, there's Marco's! Our new triple pepperoni Magnifico pizza is stacked with classic, crispy cupped, and new bold shredded pepperoni. It's triple the flavor, and only at Marco's. Just $11.99.
Emergency rooms in California are overcrowded because people can't get appointments to see a doctor or a specialist. And the longer they wait, the sicker they get. Many end up in the ER. And that hurts everyone in California. Prop 35 will help solve the crisis by training more doctors and nurses to make it easier to get an appointment and get wait times down. Vote yes on 35 so patients get the care they need when they need it.
Mark Brown, Eyewitness News at 11.
She's in defib.
Heart rate dropping.
Charge clear.
You're gonna be okay. Dr. Odyssey is making a steamy splash.
Full steam ahead.
It's one hell of a ride, the perfect escape, and exactly what the doctor ordered.
Strap in.
Thursday.
Who's that?
The husband owns the cruise line.
My clients pay buku bucks and expect happy faces.
Unresponsive patient. Do we have a contagion on our hands?
Dr. Odyssey, Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
To the fourth quarter we go. Here in Athens, Georgia, 21-10. Georgia has the lead. Auburn football, they're going to go for it on fourth and about 1.5 yards, just across their own 43-yard line.
I like the decision. Analytics supports it as well. And I feel like here, fourth and short, you got to give it to Jarquez Hunter. He's your best player, number 27, the running back. Feed him, and he will get you where you need to go.
He's lined up now on the right hip of Peyton Thorne, who's doing a lot of orchestrating before the snap. They faked it, and he is in trouble! Thorne goes down for a loss. Raylan Wilson led the way. Jalen Walker also in the neighborhood.
And it's a great play by Jalen Walker. They try to fake it to Hunter, who becomes the lead blocker on a quarterback lead. Walker just completely blows it up. Hunter is not aggressive enough as he goes and attacks Walker. And as a result, there's really nowhere for Peyton Thorne to go. It's extremely well played by Georgia's defense. And Hugh Freeze really confused. Might have had some miscommunication there because that looked like a broken play from the get-go.
Well, you think it was designed for the quarterback because they just assumed Georgia's going to pounce all over Hunter?
That's what it looks like. And Thorne is getting an earful here. Because maybe he pulled the zone read, but Hunter looked a little surprised. He didn't attack it like he was a lead blocker.
Not the first time Hugh Freeze has gotten after Peyton Thorne. Trevor Etienne, the ball carry, he's dropped for a loss.
Frustrations there. You can see on Hugh Freeze's face boiling over. Critical down to distance. You trust your quarterback, and based on his reaction, his quarterback made the wrong decision. But now it's a huge opportunity for his defense to get off the field.
Loss of 1 on this first Georgia possession. Leading by 11, matching their largest lead of the game. Beck steps into a throw. Caught by Dominic Lovett for a first down at the 28-yard line.
That was just a really nice throw there by Carson Beck. Man coverage from Auburn is well protected. Gave their quarterback plenty of time. Lovett runs a really nice route to find the middle. And this passing attack starting to open things up a little bit. Everything in the first half so close to the line of scrimmage. Now they're starting to push it downfield, and they're getting some positive results.
Pump fake. Beck winds up going back in the direction of Cash Jones. Breaks a tackle and weaves down near the 10-yard line. There's a flag back behind the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 35. Low hit on the quarterback. After this is to the goal, automatic first down.
It's on Jalen McLeod, so that'll move the ball inside the 10.
And McLeod trying to work around the left tackle, Ernest Green, and ball's way out of Carson Beck's hands. McLeod knows it immediately, points to himself, says, "My bad, man." It's a dangerous play there. Fortunate that Beck was okay.
McLeod's a very good player, transferred from Appalachian State, where he played 3 years, now 2 at Auburn. Just 4 incompletions. A steady diet of short throws for Beck for the most part. And ETN got walloped at the 3-yard line. Caleb Harris delivering the foremost blow. That's Nate Frazier who's in the game. He'll come out now.
You got to think. I mean, they just have Auburn on their heels a little bit. The last time down here in a goal line stand situation, they handed it off multiple times, stayed committed to it. Got to think they're probably going in that direction unless they have a one-on-one with Colby Young. That's at the bottom of the screen. He's their jump ball guy. If you get one-on-one with him, you can take it. I'd anticipate a run.
ETN's already had 2 rushing touchdowns. They faked it to him. They hit the slant for a touchdown to Dylan Bell.
And a perfect throw and route by Dylan Bell. He's patient at the top. He's able to set up the defender, break inside. The throw is exactly on time off the quick play action. And it's a great decision. When you get that one-on-one, you can pull the trigger, but you got to give your receivers time to get open. They did it that time, and he was rewarded with a great touchdown.
Caden Woodring trying to make it an 18-point game. After the 4th down stop and the turnover on downs, just 5 plays to go 40 yards for Georgia. And a 3-yard touchdown pass, Beck to Bell. Woodring's extra point is good.
Carson Beck, so much more accurate and a big bounce back performance, and he has his dogs barking up 18 in the 4th quarter.
We're surprising Twisted Tea superfans with a Twisted Tea drop. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea and 5% alcohol to kick off your game day. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Team, it's been a grind, but I think I've aged you well. Some might say perfect. Who's ready to show who's the cheesiest?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Cheez-It, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Who just picked up Buffalo Wild Wings Go? The Hankster! Hank! What?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go.
Yeah, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go. Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go?
Jimmy already got B-Dubs.
Okay, Jimmy already got B-Dubs Go delivered. But did he get 10 free boneless wings?
Yeah.
No!
your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Fuel your fandom. Enjoy the home field advantage at Fairfield, official partner of the NCAA.
Your wall is completely undefended.
Okay.
You need Bear Dynasty. Here, here, and here.
But it's almost game time.
It goes on in one coat. It really has it all.
I sure do love that color.
You would.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. Personally, I get into the sweetness of the honey. That's what hits first. Then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. And then you also have the spice of the jalapeno peppers. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning in my mind.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
The future is threatened by enemies often unpredictable. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Attention teachers, no child is to be sent to the principal's office today. Kids, if you want to do prom, now's the time. Happy first day of school.
UFC 307 is tonight in Salt Lake City, highlighted by 2 title fights. The main card at 10 Eastern on pay-per-view. The prelims at 8 on ESPN News, Deportes, and Plus. To order the main card, go to ESPNplus.com/PPV. 18-point lead now for Georgia. Here's Jeremiah Cobb bringing back the Woodring kickoff. Well, let's go back to that 4th down play, 4th and a long yard.
The AT&T connected, Cam. I think it's a zone read, but you look at how the defensive end, Jalen Walker, plays it, and they clearly didn't have the look because Thorne pulls it. Walker tries to get blocked immediately, and Freeze absolutely lights up his quarterback as he goes back to the sideline.
So if you're Peyton Thorne, looking at what you just saw, you played a lot of quarterback. I mean, he is thinking, if I give it to Hunter, he's going to get tackled by number 11.
100%. Looks like the end is crashing, going to tackle the running back, and if I pull it and the end takes the running back, there's still a corner there.
There's Jeremiah Cobb flying around the corner. So what did Hugh Freeze, if he's going to air out his quarterback, expect Thorne to do in that situation?
I'm assuming that there must have been a check based on the look and the fact that there were 2 outside the tackle that he would have to get to, and he didn't get there. So I'm assuming that's the case. But that play was doomed from the beginning, the play that was actually ran and called, because Georgia had more numbers and they had a hat on a hat to drop him for a loss.
But based on what we just saw there, I mean, the only options were give it to Hunter or keep it. Thorne throws it into coverage, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Cam Coleman, and a flag down by 18, and they need to take some chances down the field with less than 12 minutes to go.
Pass interference. Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Underthrown deep ball. Dalen Everett grabbing the receiver with his left hand and fighting all the way through. Does try to make a play on the ball, but there is an awful lot of contact. I think it's a good call by the official, even though it did feel a little bit late.
Amari Alston, the running back now for Auburn. Thorne will take what he can get. Kept his eyes down the field for a while. Couldn't find anybody open. Short gain. Chased out by Xavier McLeod. A couple weeks ago, there was a lot of attention given to the fact that many observers of Auburn football thought Hugh Freeze had thrown Peyton Thorne under the bus with a statement along the lines of, well, we need to go out and find somebody who's not going to throw it to the other team all the time. He kind of drew that back. Pass batted down again by Xavier McLeod. I just would think this is a hard offensive plan. We talked about the turnovers earlier. We asked Hugh Freeze last night. He was a big RPO guy. And when he's been a coach in the SEC, the turnover numbers have been high. Higher than the better teams in the league. And we asked him, is that a product of the system? It's a little bit risky. There's a lot of decisions you have to make. And he said, no, I really don't think so. But they do put a lot on the quarterback.
The fact that they almost 2 turnovers a game in his time as an SEC head coach is a ton. I mean, Bama and Georgia, for comparison's sake, at around 1 per game.
Thorne couldn't find anybody, and he got leveled. And Hugh Freeze made the point after last week's game. Peyton Thorne battles his rear end off. He took a lot of shots against Oklahoma last week, and there was so much attention to the pick 6 that lost the game for them. But Hugh Freeze said to us yesterday, I wish I didn't call that play with 4 minutes to go. 4th down and 8. Have to have it time for Auburn with under 11 minutes to go. They bring a blitz. He throws on target to Keandre Lambert-Smith, fired up as he moves the chains to the 29.
Overload pressure there, and Peyton Thorne had to get rid of the ball very quickly. Makes a nice throw.
Play fake to Hunter. Oh boy, put that one up for grabs and got away with it in the general direction of Keandre Lambert-Smith, who won the praise yesterday of Kirby Smart. He said, you know, we saw Lambert-Smith when he was in the portal leaving Penn State. You know, we thought he was a nice receiver, but we didn't know he was anywhere near this good. There is a flag down to the previous play.
He's been a massive boost to this wide receiver room. The biggest question mark on the team coming into the season, and thought it was going to be the freshman that would step up into the alpha dog role, whether it's Cam Coleman or someone else. And it's been Keandre Lambert-Smith. He's been a veteran presence that has really provided some stability to the passing game.
Just about every official on the field conferring. 5 catches today for Lambert-Smith. That's his 3rd straight game with 5 receptions.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal substitution defense. More than 11 players on the field at the snap. Ineligible downfield, number 73 offense. Penalties will offset. 2nd down.
They were able to catch Georgia in a substitution there, but because the RPO and Peyton Thorne, assuming there was a free play, he tried to take a shot, but his offensive lineman.
So the ball's at the 29. It's 1st and 10 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in Athens, Georgia. Bulldogs have not lost back-to-back regular season games since 2016, Kirby Smart's first year. Open receiver, and it's incomplete. Malcolm Simmons had a step on the defense and couldn't take it in. Jonel Aguero rallied back to the ball.
And he had a step. Ball is just the tiniest bit underthrown, but one that you would hope your receiver would catch. Just clearly loses it as Aguero closes, but man, it's right in your hands. And I know that Peyton Thorne gets a lot of blame, but that's one that the receiver absolutely has to reel in.
Simmons, terrific athlete from Montgomery, 3 times the state high jump champ, twice the long jump champ. Officially 2 Auburn drops today. That's one that easily could have been caught. Catch made short of the 1st down by Lambert-Smith. He fights to get the flag down at the end of the play. He got 9. Caught 126 balls in 4 years at Penn State.
They're going to probably look at this. I mean, this is a big collision from Chaz Chambliss that was converging on Lambert Smith as he was fighting for more yards. Flag was thrown right around there, so big collision, and potentially, if for whatever reason Lambert Smith is down, this could potentially be targeting.
Personal foul, targeting defense number 32. Previous plays under further review.
Let's take a look, and DeAndre Lambert Smith fighting for more yards. Is he down? A big collision there from Chaz Chambliss. All targeting on the field. We'll see.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary obligated to act in your best interests.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a transparent fee structured so we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
You like watching TV shows and movies? Don't watch on that. You want a Quest. Look at that. It's a movie theater in your living room. What? And you want to go to the gym. Then you remember gyms. Bring the gym to you.
Let's do this.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Whoa! And do you want to play the hero or be the hero?
Wait, I could be Batman?
Yep. Bang! Time to become the knight. Okay, y'all. Yeah. You got this.
Today, let's paint with Behr, America's most trusted paint brand.
Wait, we don't have Behr.
Well, with Behr, you can paint a whole room for under $100. How much did you spend?
More?
I thought you said you researched this.
Don't overpay for your next project. Get Behr quality at an everyday low price. Only at the Home Depot.
Grump, got those shoes you asked for. Oh, thanks, man. Whoa. Holy.
Ship them overnight, because I won't broadcast in any other shoe. Plus, they are comfortable as
functional. You know, that's the word that comes to mind. It's just the perfect combination of premium Italian leather and sporty comfort.
Is he talking about Wolf and Shepherds again? I mean, they are the...
It is game time. And we couldn't feel any better coming to you live in our Wolf and Shepherds.
D&B is the place to dine, where $5 bites hit every time. Price so low you won't think twice. Can't stop, won't stop, $5 bite.
Now at Dave & Buster's, enjoy delicious $5 bites all day, every day for a limited time.
Full-time fans, you get the season everything you've got, and I've got my eyes on you. I'm the Modelo Recruiter, and I'm rewarding the most passionate fans. Because that kind of dedication deserves a Modelo.
SEC on ABC is presented by Burger King. You rule.
We're back in Athens, Georgia. While we were away, the replay review deemed that it was not targeting against Chaz Chambliss. Let's bring in Matt Austin.
Sean, this was a good overturn. He didn't quite get him with the crown and the helmet. Looked like it was a lot more forehead. The runner was not down yet, so you don't have a defenseless player, so it's crown or nothing. This was a good overturn.
So Chambliss still in the game. Ninth play of the drive for Auburn. Started at their own 25, 3rd down and 1. 4-down territory, almost certainly. Jarquez Hunter, the running back. Lots of folks moving on the defensive line at the snap. Flag thrown. Doesn't look like they got the first down.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 32. Half the distance from the goal, automatic first down.
Chambliss given another life. That's penalized on this one.
He's engaged with Luke Deal here on the end of the line of scrimmage. You see that right hand of Chambliss up into the chin of Deal. That's a really good call. And one that was difficult to see initially, but 2 plays in a row. Kirby trying to calm him down. Say, situationally, be smart. Got a big lead here. You got him stopped on third down. Just stay inside yourself a little bit. Don't let your hands get up there.
So first down, first and goal, Auburn. Hunter, the running back. Thorne gave it to him, and no gain. Malachi Starks first there. Nazir Stackhouse helped as well. The clock goes under 9 minutes to go.
Need a little more urgency if you're Auburn here. I mean, possessions are at a premium with it still being a 3-score game.
Exactly right. They have to accelerate the operation here.
We saw an 18-point deficit disappear in a hurry between Alabama and Georgia last week, so you got to ramp it up, and huddling is not the answer.
Second straight snap. The clock went under 10. Jeremiah Cobb, very little there. Ran into K.J. Bolden, freshman from Buford, Georgia. And again, players trotting on and off for Auburn.
You would think, I mean, this would be a almost 2-minute situation. Trying to put their foot on the gas and go.
Third down and goal. Just inside the 9. Peyton Thorne trying to run away. Starks on the safety blitz, and the throw is short. He had to get rid of it. Starks was right on his tail. And the field goal would make it a 2-score game, but the field goal is anything but guaranteed the way they've kicked it. At this juncture, you'd have to think, Greg, that's not going to do them any good.
Yeah, I mean, they're
just as we say it, here it comes.
They're running them on anyways. But, I mean, like you said, I'm tempted there to probably just go for it, even though the 2-score game's nice. But, man, these field goals have been tough to come by the last couple weeks.
The 26-yard attempt, he made one from 27 earlier. Did Towns Magoo. And that one's right down the middle. Had one blocked in the first half. A long try. First block field goal by Georgia since the SEC championship game against LSU in 2022. Thorne did all he could do. Couldn't complete the pass. It's 28-13 midway through the fourth quarter.
Ready for action, nip it in the bud, we never relax, and outcast that never last. But I know y'all wanted that 808, can you feel that BASS bass?
Under my feet, I feel the sky tumbling down, but
Love the way you move. Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks. On a Longing, Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Ramon, what are you doing here? Texting another conference now.
Yeah, but it's like on the other side of the country. It's really, really far.
But you're not even on our schedule this season.
Maybe we can meet you in the playoffs.
That's crazy talk.
You know what else is crazy? Getting all that Dr. Pepper flavor with 0 sugar.
But Dr. Pepper doesn't have a questionable secondary like Tech does.
Here, catch!
And that's why you're a mascot.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Save money every day with a Fun 99 menu. Treat yourself with the new cream slushes for $1.99 each. Grab a power lunch for under $6 or feed a whole family for under $20. Save how you want with the Sonic $1.99 menu. Live free, eat Sonic.
I'm your football-obsessed best man, and I think you having your big day during the big game is the worst. What, are you kidding me?
Physically, I'm right here, but mentally, I'm here. Yeah, I do. Come on, speed it up. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. Touchdown, yeah. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
We went first last time.
We're not here to win a championship. We're here to have fun.
This year's Player of the Year, everyone.
Here we go again. Both teams running out the clock to secure the tie. This is basketball. Rated E for everyone.
PlayStation.
Getting a fresh deal at Subway has never been easier. Just buy any footlong in the app, get another free. The only hard part is telling Travis he doesn't get to second footlong.
Wait, seriously?
I got you next time, buddy. Order now in the Subway app.
A world television premiere, The Little Mermaid, on the Wonderful World of Disney, ABC, Sunday.
Coming up after we're finished here in Athens, Tennessee's at Arkansas. The Vols led by Nico Iamaleava, a talented freshman from Long Beach, California, has them flying up and down the field. 54 points per game to lead the country. Arkansas has won the last 3 meetings. They decide to kick it away, down by 15 midway through the 4th quarter. It's a touchback. Here's Kevin.
Sean, we're keeping an eye on what's going on in Nashville. SEC Network, #1 Alabama, down 16 at 1 point to Vandy, and Jalen Milroe going in.
Love the play call. Pull the center, pull the front side guard, quarterback power, downhill.
The Tide still down 23-21 in the 3rd. Back to you.
What a performance by Milroe last week against this Georgia team. Ran for 374, passed for 374, ran for 117, 3 total touchdowns. Carson Beck flagged down on the snap. Beck for Lawson Lucky, and he couldn't come down with it. Athletic tight end across midfield, double covered by Kayan Lee and Caleb Harris. There is a flag thrown at the line.
I think they're going to get a legal shift.
Illegal motion, number 5, offense. Player went into motion from the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Anthony Evans called for the penalty.
Awesome. Lucky is shaken up on the play, and this was a really dangerous decision from Carson Beck.
On that right arm.
Lands really hard, but throw into double coverage, force your tight end to go high point it when really the only way back in this game is by turning it over and giving Auburn new life. Like, you can't throw that ball into traffic like that.
Branson Robinson plastered by Keldrick Falk. He's been impressive. Sophomore from Highland Home, Alabama, on the all-freshman team in the SEC last year.
This is a big down here for Georgia. They've done a good job on the underneath throws pretty much all game long. Haven't had much downfield. Do they maybe just opt to run the ball here? Maybe they catch Auburn off guard, crease them with an outstanding running back, maybe keep that clock moving?
3rd down and 9. Fake the quick pass in one direction, throw it back to Etienne, and he battles close to the first down. He's just short, according to the official on the near side. DeMarcus Riddick missed the tackle. Georgia's lining up as if they're going to go for this 4th and 1.
Auburn's got an injured player.
They do. They weren't even bothering to line up because they knew Falk, who's had 6 tackles, 2 sacks today, was down on his knees.
He has really battled today. And I know it's 4th and short. Be curious to see what the analytics say here. I always like 4th and 1, even backed up. You got to punt it away, I would think. If not, try to maybe go for and see if you can't get him to jump off sides. But, man, if you go for it here, that is really rolling the dice in a 2-score game.
Well, back in the old days, before anybody knew about analytics, this was a punt for most coaches with a 15-point lead, under 6.5 minutes to go. By the way, we did check with our ESPN analytics folks during the break, and the analytics did say that Hugh Freeze did the right thing in kicking the field goal on that down and distance to make it a 15-point game.
Hindsight being 2020, he made it, no problems whatsoever. So.
Well, the reason for the roar you hear is they are showing a Vanderbilt touchdown on the big screen to our left. And Kirby Smart, you can see he's waving at his team and the fans to calm down. He wants to focus on the field. So you think they're going to go for this? It's about less than a foot, it seems, from here.
I wouldn't. Not in a two-score game with how your defense has played. You've allowed 13 points. Why give Auburn the short field? But I'm perfectly fine sitting up there, setting my offense up there, seeing if I can't draw them off sides with
at
a
least
hard
run
count.
The clock all the way down, too.
Exactly.
I mean, there's still 30 seconds.
Yeah, the clock's moving anyways. But, I mean, you might get it for free if you can give them a jump in the neutral zone.
Such a well-coached team by Kirby Smart. 97-17 in his 9th year. 1-6 against Alabama, 96-11 against everybody else. They're over the ball. They are going to snap it, and Etienne looked like he got it with the spin. And these two officials running from the sideline are going to make sure they're both on the same page. It is a first down. Here's Kevin Nagandi.
At Braiding, 4th and 1, Diego Pavia to Junior Sherrill. Are you kidding me, Boog? 36 yards.
4th and 1, you know you're going to get man-to-man, Kev.
30-21 right now. Vandy with the lead, SEC Network. Back to you, Sean.
Wow, what a call by Clark Lee and his staff. Clock running to 5 minutes to go. Branson Robinson stopped to the line of scrimmage. Kensley Ledore-Faustin first there for the Auburn defense, and Georgia will continue to run as much time as it can. So Hugh Freeze is going to use one of his timeouts.
I still can't believe Georgia went for it on that 4th down, given the way their defense has played and the challenges that Auburn's had really going the length of the field. That was a bold call there, and his offense made him right for Kirby Smart.
Well, don't you think now, I mean, so many of these decisions are made on analytics, and a lot of these coaches, I don't think Kirby Smart is as strict and adherent to the analytics as some, but most coaches we talk to nowadays lean very heavily on what the book tells them to do.
Yeah, and I don't blame them either. Anytime it's inside of one, I always lean towards probably going for it. But at the same time, man, just given the way the game is going, I'm sure analytics probably says go. But at the same time, man, it feels like a lot. And, you know, it's really more of a, hey, I trust your offensive line. It's kind of without saying anything, it's a message sent to your offensive line and your offense that, hey, we trust you in a critical down and distance that you're going to get the job done. And Etienne rolled forward to barely pick it up.
They come after back. He tries to hit Oscar Delp, the tight end, and the throw's a little short. DeMarcus Riddick put pressure on Carson Beck. He's thrown for exactly 200 yards so far today and 2 touchdowns.
Now this is interesting. I mean, I don't really like throwing it there. And I remember back to the Kentucky game, they put the ball in Carson Beck's hands, and he created a big play for him, and they ultimately were able to put that game on ice. But, man, you got Auburn on their heels. They've been able to run the ball pretty well here in the second half. Well, I don't love putting in the air right there, especially after a few plays ago, your quarterback threw it into double coverage.
See what the play call is on 3rd down and 10. Cash Jones, the running back, he went out in the left flat. Back on target. London Humphreys, the Vanderbilt transfer, probably looked up at that screen with interest when they played the Vandy highlight. 25 yards and a first down.
And just a great job by Carson Beck. There's movement in the pocket, and then there's movement when you know you're going to get hit. Center gets beat. You have to slide to your right and then throw back over the middle. Times it perfectly in the window. That's the 2023 version of Carson Beck. That's
100%.
the guy we saw over and over and over again last year. That's why he was the #1 quarterback in the country coming into the season. And we need to see more of that moving forward, man. That was a big-time play.
100% correct. That is what established him as a star. Plays like that a year ago. Frazier, nobody containing on the outside for the Auburn defense. Jay Crawford managed to take him down after a long run. 17 for the freshman Frazier. To the Auburn 23. All Peyton Thorne now can do is look on. Hugh Freeze deciding not to use another timeout on defense here. as the clock goes under 3.5 minutes, and Georgia will let the play clock go all the way down.
Another example, though. I mean, Auburn had chances today in this game, but Georgia just continued to counterpunch. They stayed patient. This has been a really nice response against a good football team, even though Auburn's record might not reflect that.
They're on the verge of 2 and 4. Frazier dragging people with him, knocked down, but he has a first down. There is a flag back behind the line of scrimmage.
There was a big old lineman running downfield. He cleaned up the pile pretty good, and there's a flag over there.
Fouls on the play. Personal foul. Blocking below the waist. Illegally. Number 7, offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. Replay first down. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 73, offense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Lawson Lucky flagged, and Xavier Truss, their outstanding right tackle, making his 33rd career start.
Lawson Lucky going across the formation and going low. Right there, that is a good call by the official. When you're coming across the formation, you can't go low. And then here's big Xavier Truss cleaning up the pile, but my goodness, it was late and really unnecessary. I mean, you have Auburn completely on your heels. You're in enforcer mode. And Xavier Truss is playing a lot of football. There's really no need to do that there at the end of the game.
He comes out.
I love linemen that are hustling and playing all the way through the whistle, but that was a step beyond where you need to go, and really just kind of a dumb play, frankly.
So they're way back on their own 43. Frazier again. Stopped for a short gain. And no timeout here from Auburn. Humphreys comes back in. Stats still pretty even. Just less than a 2-minute time of possession advantage for Georgia. They have about a 70-yard edge in total yards right now. And huddling and in no hurry, and apparently Hugh Freeze is going to accept the result.
You got to be really thrilled if you're Kirby Smart with the response, and Hugh Freeze, this would be another example in which you can go back and put the tape on. Guys, we had a drop pass here, we had a drop pass here, we had a miscommunication, a bad decision made in the pre-snap on a 4th and 2. This game could have looked very different very quickly.
London Humphreys the catch. Kane Lee the tackle. And we're at the 2-minute timeout. 15-yard gain. Solid performance by Beck. 23 out of 29 for 240, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah. Feast your eyes on this.
Oh, that's sexy. Feels so new.
I want to feel this feeling again and again.
Well, can I hold it?
How bad do you want to hold it?
I'm not going to beg, but pretty please.
Or they don't. Go ahead, press a button.
Oh, it's glowing.
Apple Intelligence. We should do this more often.
Agreed.
Rekindle the feeling of love with the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. And feel it again and again with the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime.
If itty-bitty value meals from other places could talk, they'd talk like this.
If Arby's $7 double meats meal could talk, it'd talk like me. Arby's, we have the meats.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
With investing options from Navy Federal Credit Union, Rob feels financially at ease, which means he can worry about other things like landing this fish. What if the fish is really big? What if it's not a fish? What if it's treasure? What if the treasure is cursed? But as a member of Navy Federal, his finances aren't one of them. Become a member today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Don't freak out, but you can get 50% off all menu price Domino's pizzas when you order online right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Right now?
Right now? Right now.
50% off, honey! Right now!
Now through the end of the week, get 50% off all menu price pizzas when you order online at Domino's.
Thursday Night Football on Prime. It's on.
Ready to have some fun?
Yeah, let's do it. This week, the San Francisco 49ers face the Seattle Seahawks as Thursday Night Football is on.
Wide open. All the way for the touchdown.
It's Brock Purdy and the 49ers versus Geno Smith and the Seahawks.
Great grab.
Stream Thursday Night Football, only on Prime.
Isn't that our cleaning lady?
Not today. You know how when you're living your life, and then all of a sudden you're out there helping cops solve crimes?
How do you do that?
I have an IQ of 160, so that might have something to do with it. You want me to go in there and flip the table over?
No, I do not.
Look,
We're really doing this, huh?
we're doing it.
Booker and father Kevin Agati back in studio, and what can you say about 17-year-old freshman Ryan Williams answering here for Bama, Boog?
Death, taxes, and Ryan Williams, Kev, every single week. Look at the body control to go up, feet in bounds, and then they're back into the end zone.
After 3 quarters, Vandy's still up on top, 30-28 against #1 Alabama, Sean.
Amazing. Vanderbilt winless in 60 games all time against AP top 5 opponents. And that is the longest such streak against top 5 opponents in the 9-decade history of the AP poll era. Trevor Etienne just running out the time. No, Ole Miss is going to use a timeout now. With 1:54 to go. You're watching the... Well, this is one hurdle. But boy, is the schedule tough going forward. Particularly road games at Texas and at Ole Miss, which had a very nice bounce-back win in South Carolina today. The last report leading big against the Gamecocks. And they have Tennessee, #4, to deal with as well. Grueling remaining schedule.
I think it's the toughest schedule in all of college football this year. You think about road trip to Bama, to Texas, 2 teams that are in the top 5. Ole Miss in the top 5 in the preseason, top 7 preseason, and Tennessee with how good they've gotten. It's an absolute gauntlet for Kirby Smart.
Peyton Woodring, a 47-yard try. That's another area in which George is rock solid. What a kicker he is. He's made all 7 in this his sophomore season. He's now 28 for 32 in his career, kicking field goals for Georgia. Based on what we've seen so far in this SEC season, do you have an opinion about the best team?
Well, I had an opinion prior to today's game.
Your alma mater?
That was the direction I was leaning. But now, I mean, if you look at what we've seen now from Texas has been the most consistent team. Their performance on the road at Michigan, a game that looks a little better now because Michigan has found a clear identity. But I think Texas is as well built from the inside out as you'll find. And I'm not sure they've been really tested yet against teams with elite athleticism and skill. And that day will come. They'll get Georgia in a couple weeks, and they'll get Oklahoma next week as well. So I think Texas might have the fewest questions at this point of the season.
How about the Fighting Mike Elkos?
How about the bounce back from them after the disappointing week
to Notre Dame, but 3-0 in conference. A one-sided win today against the highly ranked Missouri team. Woodring's kickoff is a touchback. More college football action on SEC Network tonight. UCF is at Florida, 7:45. Game's also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
Just a massive game for Florida, too. And Billy Napier off the bye week. UCF looked awful last week against Colorado. I think they were probably looking ahead a little bit, so you would expect to get Gus Malzahn's team's best tonight, but it's a must-win for Florida for a lot of reasons.
Peyton Thorne. The good news, at least so far, Auburn has not turned it over. Or has Georgia. Malcolm Simmons the catch. Georgia's home winning streak is going to go to 27 games. Longest active home winning streak in the FBS. They haven't lost here at home since October of 2019. But they lost to South Carolina in 2 overtimes. There'll be 8 straight wins over Auburn in this rivalry. The second longest streak for either team. Simmons got blasted by Dan Jackson, but held on for a big game. Dan Jackson told us yesterday he's not even the best athlete in his family. His younger brother was this dude here in Georgia, just completed an Ironman competition. Jackson went up to Maryland to cheer his brother on.
When you were in college at Cuse, the Harvard of Central New York, did you train for a lot of Ironman competitions?
Not that involved athletics. DeAndre Lambert-Smith the catch to the 30-yard line. Dan Jackson was great to talk to yesterday, wasn't he? 2 years a walk-on, scout team, no action. It was that 3rd year when he blocked the punt against Arkansas. He said, you know what, I belong. He's in his 6th year now. We asked him yesterday, well, they obviously put you on scholarship, right? He said, no. He said, I don't need it now with NIL. I have enough money to cover it. There's the block punt here in 2021. He said he still can hear the roar. Couldn't believe how loud the crowd was. Had a chance to go to Air Force, Mercer, but really no other major opportunities. And today, the block field goal.
Just leaving his body on the line, too. And an interesting kid, man. I mean, look, in the era in which it's about NIL and transfer portal and playing time, and I got to get this, and I need mine, I got to get that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, but it's cool to see players like Dan Jackson, still a walk-on, embracing the place, leaning into being a student at Georgia and having a terrific experience that includes a couple national championship victories.
His older brother Sam came through Georgia, went to dental school, going to practice dentist like their dad, dentistry. The younger brother Will is a student here, the one who just did all the running and biking and swimming. Get tired just thinking about that. So that was about 14 hours. Peyton Thorne, incomplete. Down to a minute 20 to go, trying to get it to Malcolm Simmons.
Intended for Malcolm Simmons.
Well, what do we think? You know, we talked here about after last week's epic game, one of the all-time classics.
Yeah.
Many calling one of the great games, maybe the best game in SEC history, at least in recent memory that we can remember. How would Georgia bounce back? Solid performance here today, but Alabama might have been the one greatly affected by what happened last week.
Yeah, based on what we've seen up to this point, that certainly seems to be the case.
Thorne to the end zone. There's Dan Jackson in the right place. Intended for Perry Thompson, another one of those freshman wide receivers.
Looked like Perry had a bit of a step early, and Dan Jackson's able to close the gap, and ball just a little underthrown. Jackson gets away with what could have potentially been called a pass interference. We love Dan, so we'll say that was a really, really good call.
Said to him yesterday, you've been here 6 years, you have to have a degree by now, don't you? He said, absolutely, in agribusiness. Not sure what he wants to do when he gets out of here after his 6 years. 3rd down and 10 Auburn. And that pass a little bit behind the intended receiver, Rivaldo Fairweather. Vanderbilt still leading by 2 on SEC Network against Alabama. It sounds like we're encouraging people to leave us, which is not typically what we would do.
Well, I think knowing these two fan bases that might still be with us, they have a very vested interest in what's going on right now in Nashville.
Vandy has kicked a field goal and now leads by 5, 33-28 in the early stages of the fourth quarter. I have a feeling Mr. McElroy will have that one on as soon as we're finished with the final minute 10 here. Last call for Peyton Thorne, who escapes, throws on the run, low throw. Did he catch it?
Thorne's pass is incomplete.
No, it's incomplete. Harry Thompson tried, couldn't get it. And Auburn turns it over on downs. How'd you evaluate Peyton Thorne today?
Some good, some bad. I mean, I think the fourth down, I don't know what the call would have been there. I don't know what it was supposed to be, what the options are to get out of that play, but whatever play they ran was a disastrous decision. I think he's made some great plays. He's had a couple balls that were dropped in the end zone. You need a Herculean effort from your quarterback, and he just didn't quite get that.
Well, I hope somebody asked Hugh Freeze after the game what that was supposed to be, because I think it's a really bad look, you know, lighting up your quarterback like that when you look at the replay and you wonder, well, what was he supposed to do?
I'm guessing there's some type of adjustment that could have been had, because the play they ran had no chance at all, just given the numbers.
Some of that has to be on the play caller, does it not?
Well, that the quarterback has freedom to get to whatever they got to or get out of whatever they were in. Quarterback bears responsibility as well. But I don't know what the circumstances were. All I know is it was a terribly executed play.
Well, they think the future's bright. They had one top 10 recruiting class in the most recent cycle, and Hugh Freeze, by most reports, and his staff have the top 5 recruiting class so far, with an eye toward the next recruiting cycle. Those two men are friends. And the frustration continues for Auburn. Did not turn it over at all today. Here's Molly.
Carson, you told us last week's loss heightened the focus and hunger of this team. How did that translate to the field for you in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought our team's focus coming in on Monday, the preparation throughout the week was unbelievable. I mean, you could see that heightened sense of focus from the second that we came in, and we came out and executed on both sides of the ball, I thought, and I think that preparation really helped us in the game.
With about 5 minutes to go, your offense converted a fourth down. What kind of statement did you guys make with that decision?
Yeah, I mean, in that point of the game, you get a first down. I mean, you're starting to get close to where the time's going to start running out, make them start using their timeouts. You get that fourth down, I mean, the game's almost over. It's not over, but, you know, it really builds that momentum. It's a big momentum shift in our favor. I mean, great call by, you know, Coach Smart to go for it. I don't know if he would usually do that, but felt it in the spur of the moment, and, I mean, the O-line got it done, running back when it got it.
I know it's been a tough week for you guys, but this was a well-rounded win with a blocked field goal, your defense with their own fourth down stop, your offense firing, no mistakes from you. What did you learn about this group this week through this adversity?
Yeah, I mean, when you're, you know, multifaceted in every single area of the game, special teams, offense, defense, and you're firing on all cylinders, I mean, it makes it, I don't want to say easy. Obviously, you have to come out here. You're playing a really good SEC opponent with a good defense that has had some really tight games this year. I mean, we expected a lot out of them. You know, they showed heart, but we were able to get it done on both offense and defensive side of the ball, which is really good for us and a really big win.
Before I let you go, I have to let you know that Alabama is struggling against Villanova right now. What's your quick reaction to that?
I mean, we're focused on this game. They kept putting up on the TV, and all our fans are cheering. We're like, lock in, man. Like, just focus on this. We're sitting here playing this game trying to win. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know the score. I haven't watched it all, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right, congrats on the win. Thanks, Carson.
Thank you.
Guys.
So Georgia wins at home again. Don't forget, coming up tonight at 7:30. Tennessee's at Arkansas. Now for Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath, our terrific crew, led by Phil Dean and Scott Johnson. Sean McDonough saying so long from Athens, Georgia. Etienne a couple of touchdowns running. Sharquez Hunter got them back in the game. But at the end of the day, Uga prevailed.